6 o'clock. Good morning. Live from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. No media availability for the Titans today, but joint practice with the Seahawks is tomorrow. Yesterday, quarterback Mitch Trubisky made it back to practice after suffering a bicep injury on Monday. Rookie wide receiver Carnell Tate missed practice due to lower body stiffness, and rookie edge rusher Keldrick Falk left early with a shoulder injury that head coach Robert Saleh is thinking it's a stinger. NFL news yesterday, two-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Vita Vea and the Buccaneers reached an agreement on a one-year contract extension for $30 million, tying him to Tampa Bay for 2 more seasons. He gets $6 million in new money this year. And more injuries piling up across the league as Texans wide receiver Jaden Higgins suffered a torn ACL in practice yesterday. He'll miss the season. Also, Commanders defensive tackle Johnny Newton suffered a torn pectoral muscle. He'll be out indefinitely. Last night, National Soccer Club won again, beating the New York Red Bulls 1-0. Defender Maxwell Woledzy scored 2 minutes into stoppage time and gave Nashville their first road win over the Red Bulls in club history. Nashville now with 46 points on the year have a 7-point lead over Inter Miami in the MLS standings. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Bring it easy once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Back in studio and off and running this morning on Ramon and Will. Good morning. A big week for the Tennessee Titans continues. A Wednesday practice in the books. A joint practice with the Seattle Seahawks coming up tomorrow with the world champions in town, and a lot of work still to be done as the dog days of camp continue. We've got observations. We've got notes from yesterday's practice. We'll hear from Nick Suss about his thoughts on where the team sits at this point at 9:20. How big of an impact can Fernando Carmona make right away? How much does he need to be helped? How much can he help the Titans' offensive line? We'll talk about that this morning. And how do you balance pressure versus patience for Tennessee and Josh Heupel with a big 2027 perhaps on the horizon, but the little matter of the 2026 season that's got to be dealt with as well. 615-737-1045 is our number. Streaming the show live on 1045 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Justin Hawkins, our producer, myself, Will Bowling, and under the center stage spotlight this morning, Ramon Foster. You look angelic with whatever light is on you today. Good morning.
That's what Hawk was just telling me. I was talking back to him a second ago. I was like, I got to dim this light or change the trajectory of it shining down on me, because I don't like this. Like, it's right in my eyesight almost as well. Like,
Ramon has descended from heaven to talk Titans with you this morning.
Insanely bright right now, man. Babs, did you do this? Like, I need to blame her.
Well, you can probably blame me because I turned up the lights a little bit more. For what it's worth, it looks very good on Zone TV.
Does it? Okay.
Maybe a little bright. But I'd rather have that than something that's a little too dark.
Well, look, shine down on me then, okay? It's all I'm asking.
I mean, we've had people stand up on this counter before and move those spotlights, so maybe Don Davenport was doing that yesterday.
I will say yesterday there was somebody in here while the show was going on working on the air duct, so they may have moved the lights around yesterday.
That's definitely what it was then. Definitely what I was saying, because there's an air duct next to you, like right above you.
Yeah, I know. Like, it trust me. That's the reason I really wore a long sleeve in today, because I'm like, a little bit cooler outside this morning. I'm not really gonna be outside until it's game day tonight. You see what I'm saying? So I was just like, let me put on a long sleeve for the studio. I'm with Lucas. Lucas complained about this the other day. It gets cold in this corner. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is this vent, but
it's got to be.
Goodness. It will get cold, and I like it to be cold from time to time.
Well, that's good.
But
that's good.
I'm tripping off the fact that this light is really just showing all my grays this morning, too.
No, I don't see any grays. I just see a well-illuminated face on Zone TV.
There we go. It is definitely in the face this morning, but I'll take it until we go into break time, man.
I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. Why, Ramon, do all coaches in the NFL insist on wearing long sleeves outside at practice this time of year? Is this something specific to the Titans, or is it normal for coaches to wear sweatsuits when it's 95 degrees outside? Because this, speaking of wearing long sleeves all the time, is something that I've not been able to comprehend.
Great observation. I think it's for a couple of reasons. One, former players, coaches, as usually they are like former players or have played or been around the game long enough to where they feel like they, are conditioned for certain situations. The most important part is, I think, it's their way of getting a sweat in. That is the only reason why. Like, that's their only way to get a sweat in most times. Like, they'll go work out, but like these guys are meetings in the morning, try to find time to work out, but usually on the field, like
especially this time of year, yeah,
like they don't have much time, and it's mostly to get a sweat in the way I've kind of seen it. And then they're also inside of the building all day for the most part, but I've somewhat seen coaches strategically put on long sleeves or even the sweatshirts, not like sweatshirts, like the rubber shirts that you put on that make you sweat. I've seen coaches do that, like where they will get basically a light workout in while the guys are out there in practice too. Like maybe you'll see them move around a little bit more. It ain't conditioning, but it's a way to just get a sweat in. That's the way I've kind of seen it. I've seen players do that mostly too when they're trying to get some toxins out of them from time to time. But coaches do it, I think, because they don't have much time throughout the day to really get a burn in. So they utilize that hotness outside as a way to kind of get it in. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense.
Well, too, that sweat actually cools your body down in like extreme heat. When you sweat, like you will feel better. The sweat will cool you down.
I think we're doing some crazy mental gymnastics there, that when you are outside at 95 degrees wearing long sleeves and long pants cools you down. I know, sweat. Like, you're not wrong. I'm not disputing that claim, but like, are you really feeling cooler because you're just sweating more? Like, I feel like you're going to feel so hot in a sweatsuit when it's 95 degrees outside.
I was a short sleeve guy for the most part. Only time I was like putting on a long sleeve is whenever it was transitioning from like fall to like winter. Or like we have one of those real cool days. I put on like a shirt that I have on now is a thin long sleeve shirt. Like it wasn't a sweatshirt. I knew guys at practice.
That's what I'm saying.
And sweaters.
I know.
In the heat. And it was just a part of their, I guess, mental toughness was a part of it. And the other part though too, like I will say, a lot of guys like sweating out their toxins, whatever they may be. It might be, a crazy meal they've had the night before. And that way they force themselves to overhydrate after practice as well.
Interesting.
So it's a little bit of you say like the mental gymnastics of it. Like a lot of guys do play those mental games with themselves. Man, let me get all this sweat out right now. And then that forces me to overdrink and hydrate myself for the rest of the night for the next day. Guys are weird. Coaches are weird too. But I'm with you on the coaches wearing long sleeves. Like there's one particular coach out with the Titans that wears all black long sleeves and just
that's what I'm saying.
It's in the mix, like all black.
And I feel like if it's just sun protection, like, all right, well, put on sunscreen.
No, not even
Why
close.
Not?
It's the players' mentality that I think some coaches carry with them.
Well, yeah, fair enough. It's always interesting, the coaches that care about putting themselves through the same suffering as the players in solidarity, and then the other coaches who want to actually do the opposite. Like, wow, feels really nice out here and cool for me. I'm in shorts.
Seriously.
Must be nice. All right, anyway. All right, 10 reps. Here we go. And on my whistle. And beep.
Don't care about them whatsoever.
I remember there was a coach we had morning practices, and this coach would like be sipping coffee. This wasn't in high school for my high school coaches listening. This coach I had like sip coffee, be like, this coffee's good. That's only for coaches, though. All right, y'all go on your warm up. We'll see you in a little bit.
Speaking of coffee and sipping them early in the morning, so my Pittsburgh algorithm is still very rampant too, okay?
Sure.
It's cooler up there already.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
You know what I saw somebody in the media tweet about? I almost tagged you in it. I
Pumpkin?
said, nope. Yes.
You know it's back.
That's what I heard.
As of yesterday.
No.
Hello, we're back department. I'd like to file a claim.
It was that tweet.
Oh, it's pumpkin season, baby. We are so back.
Sweet.
I might get some today. That actually sounds pretty good.
Hey, bro, was like, it is August 19th.
There's high school football today.
Yes, it is.
For some Tennessee high schools, and that may be a thing for me today.
Yes,
it definitely will be on the way to Sunday's game because, again, this is my tradition.
Yeah.
The first time that pumpkin is available, I have to get it on the way to a football broadcast, and we did not do this in Santa Clara last week in San Francisco, but we are going to this week.
We were on different schedules for a little bit, though, too.
We were on different schedules, and we also were on a nap schedule because we knew we were pulling an all-nighter basically to come do Friday's
Absolutely were. We had a good friend, Austin Stanley, Texas, say he liked wearing long sleeves at practice himself. He's not even playing, right?
But I get it. Like, there is a sun protection aspect of it, but Austin still has shorts on.
Yeah, he does.
Like, that's the thing.
These guys got on pads.
It's like there are Titans coaches who are wearing a full sweatshirt and full sweatpants, and the only skin you are seeing is a little bit of their face because then they have a hat on too.
That's true.
I don't get it.
It is.
Sun protection shirts that are like the fishing UV ray shirts.
No doubt.
That's one thing.
No doubt.
I'm talking about the coaches with like a big cotton sweatshirt on when it's 90 degrees outside. I have no idea.
It is at every level, too.
No idea.
It's at every level. And you know what's crazy is I told Austin, was like the strength and conditioning coaches hate it. They hate it because if you go out there and you dehydrate yourself and you put yourself in a position where you have a soft tissue injury because of your oversweating and dehydration, them coaches only think about I ain't going to say they only think about getting themselves fired, but you better not have a soft tissue injury.
They're not thinking about being fired. They're thinking about being on fire because of how hot it is out there. Cam Ward solid yesterday. Jim Wyatt had him 21 of 31, 4 of 6 in a move the ball period as he threw a really good pass to Daniel Bellinger on a 3rd and 5 play. I thought the play of the day for Cam Ward wasn't even a throw at all. It was a long run that I think would have been a touchdown in a live game setting. Yeah. And a twist from the defensive line. They blitz from the right side. Cam Ward did something that I have been waiting for him to do more consistently, Ramon. He noticed where the gap was in the blitz, got his head up, and made a quick decision to climb the pocket and run forward, not backward and around, to try to throw it. And there was nothing but green grass on the offensive right side, the defensive left side. Really, really good decision. The kind of decision we need to see more of from Cam Ward.
More of the feet add a different component to his game. I think, like, as much as we talked about this yesterday with Levis and what he needs to do, like, the same thing applies to Cam. Cam's athletic enough to get outside of the pocket and make these plays. The biggest part is Cam's smart enough to know this offense and knowing when the defense is going to be bailing with their backs to him, too. Like, that's the part of being a runner. Like, you don't want to run because you're in an emergency situation. You want to run because you know defensively they may be man-to-man or dropping back because it's deep routes, and you know that the linebackers are deeper in depth that you need them to be as well. It's a fascinating approach to watching him evolve this game. Again, same way we talk about the run game assisting the offense as far as running backs. I do think to the same thing that you're pointing out with Cam's just finally using it, it applies to him as well. It adds the threat that, hey, he will get outside of the pocket, and you might make guys bite up on his pass attempts, and it might have a zone that's opened up a time or two that allows him to make those acrobatic throws that he likes to throw from time to time.
Cam Ward did throw an interception yesterday, but it was in a Hail Mary situation at the end of his final drive. Alontae Taylor went up and got the football. I wasn't over there on that side. I was in the end zone, and this kind of happened on the opposite end zone. Mm-hmm. I'm still not 100% sure, though, that he even got 2 feet in to begin with. But regardless, hands were on a football. I thought the short to mid-range touch, Ramon, looked better yesterday, especially early in practice when that appeared to be the script for the first couple of periods.
You can tell, too, they're attacking the problem.
And they're working on it.
It wasn't apparent, like, even to the tight ends. Like, there was one play in particular, I think it was Daniel Bellinger, that was out for a pass. Like, you see the stuff that they're working on, the way they're expecting these guys to be alert for passes coming on certain routes. Like, hey, you're going to have a contested guy or a guy over you. Be ready for the ball because you see them aiming at certain spots on the field to get guys the ball. But what I did notice, though, as you just brought up a second ago, that rhythm, that timing that he's trying to find with Calvin on the sideline. Specifically, Wandale on the sideline. Cam's trying to attack that issue that showed up in last game, man. And it was kind of fun to watch it in real time because, again, the bad that happens, Will, is not the end of the world. It's a way for you to correct these issues, to put an emphasis on it so that you recognize what you need to do in these moments. So I was glad to see that be at the forefront yesterday.
2 young defensive players stood out to me in a positive way yesterday for the Titans. You'll hear from Robert Saleh on one of those players coming up. And we get you some Wednesday headlines. Essentially, everyone in the AFC is hurt. We'll talk about it coming up next. Ramon Will live for the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. 615-737-1045, our number. And streaming live at 104.5 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. So there are two Titans defensive players who are trending in the right direction, Ramon, who were praised yesterday for good reason. Kevin Winston.
Yep.
And Anthony Hill.
Yep.
They're both juniors, actually. So Kevin Winston Jr. and Anthony Hill Jr.
That's so true.
Both with great days at Titans training camp yesterday. Robert Saleh was asked post-practice about his second-round linebacker out of Tex.
Yeah, every day is going to be a new experience for him, and all the rookies really. But he's starting to grasp the middle linebacker position. We ask a lot of that group, but he's doing a good job handling it.
Anthony Hill was everywhere.
He's so decisive in his words.
2 pass breakups, a stuff in pass defense, as Jim Wyatt writes at TennesseeTitans.com. He was also in on a forced fumble, along with James Williams. He is around the ball all the time and knocked a pass out of Courtney Jackson's hands over the middle. How encouraged are you by Anthony Hill's progression through training camp?
Very. You see it. We saw it in real time looking at the joint practice in San Francisco. Like, he was making plays then. He was being good. He was good in space. He created a fumble. I don't know if anybody saw it the way I did, because me and Brad Hopkins were on that corner watching him strip the ball out at that point in time. Like, he has a knack for making plays, and that's the part of his game that I think is going to benefit this team more than just like, hey, he's an athlete. Like, this guy find ways to be in the right spot, and like that is talking to somebody like that. That's something that like you can't really manufacture. Like, people who make those types of plays like he does, like they always do. They always have. And the more they learn, the more they mature, like the better those and bigger those plays become. I played with a guy, man, Minka Fitzpatrick, Alabama guy, right? Well, like, I'm just like, man, why is Minka this? And then I saw what he was. Like, I understood how he was a first-round draft pick, why he was so heralded coming out of high school and stuff like that. And the same thing can be said about a guy like Anthony Hill. Like, his side-to-side athleticism is evident when he's out there on the field. He doesn't look out of place. He looks comfortable chasing guys when he has to. And then you find him putting balls on the ground, like as far as like stripping the ball out of the runner's arms or punching it out. Like, that's what you're looking for. I think this is what this defense needs. I will also add to the fact, though, too, like there's still a lot of growth to be had. But watching him be this good this early, man, signifies a lot for the future of this defense. And you mentioned, of course, the other guy, Kevin Winston Jr., like the process into building this thing up, man, starts with like hitting on key players like that. You're talking about a guy in Kevin Winston Jr. from last year, and you look at Anthony Hill this year. And then you couple that with the fact that, oh, man, they found a 5th rounder potential starter at guard. Like, the pieces come together slowly, and it really is impatient as heck, Will, watching all this happen in real time. But, like, it's encouraging that a guy like Anthony Hill Jr. is putting himself to where it might be hard to keep him off the field.
I agree. I think we're looking at a scenario where Anthony Hill Jr. could be making a big impact on this defense by the end of September. Maybe not right away week 1. I think there is a role to be played. I'm not sure it's a ton of snaps for him right out of the gate, but I think he is starting to grasp what this defense asks of him at the linebacker position. And I think he is tracking toward being a starter by the middle to end of the season. Man. Is that a fair timeline for him?
I'll add something else to it because it's been reported as well. Like, You have a 1, 2, and 3, or what is it? 3, 4, and 1 guy there as far as years in the league. What year is it for James Williams? 4 or 3?
For James Williams, I believe it's year 3, but let me double check that.
Okay, I think you're right. It's 3, 3, and a 1, basically. 2 rookie and 2 third-year players that can really set you up.
It is year 3, yep.
For him, Cedric, and Anthony Hill Jr. Like, I'm watching also James get opportunities. I'm thinking to myself, like, this is a very athletic second level of the defense, man. Guys with all separate traits and stuff like that. Like,
year 3 for Cedric Gray as well.
talking about like future terms for these guys could be exciting. Like you might not have to go look for guys in the draft for free agency anymore because you're pretty much cultivating this young group of guys. I'm not discounting Cody Barton whatsoever. But when you look at what the future of those 3 guys could be, it's exciting, Will. It's at least more optimistic than I feel like it has been in a while.
And they're just young, too, even for when they were drafted.
Yeah,
Cedric Gray is going to turn 24 in October.
That's it?
James Williams is going to turn 24 next February. So this is year 3 for James Williams, but he was 21 years old for his rookie season in 2024. This is kind of like the same mental gymnastics we have to do on J.C. Latham. J.C. Latham's going into year 3 and is younger than Fernando Carmona, who is a rookie playing next to him right now.
That's tough. That's tough.
That's the world that college football has forced us to live in right now.
Hero, also what I would add to that, too, you mentioned Carmona. I know we got on the defensive guys. I do not for one second want to stick to just the offense. But what I will say is this, though, too. That may be a benefit of having a guy stay in college one more year or that COVID year if you can find and hit on him. Now, you're not trying to have a 27-year-old rookie, at a crucial spot where you only get him for 3-4 years. But the Carmona component of this, like, I don't want to say it shouldn't be shocking that he can handle this, but he is older than your 2-year veteran in J.C. Latham.
I think it may raise the floor of how immediately impactful players like that can be.
3-year veteran J.C. Latham, yeah.
It raises the floor on how immediately impactful you can be.
The expectation.
You just played more football.
They have and got more experience like that time on task that we speak about every single time. Like this is the dividends of it if you find, through personality, through pre-draft, the right guys. Mm-hmm. And it's beneficial. But, yeah, like Anthony Hill has been there. He's been good.
Kevin Winston Jr. everywhere yesterday as well. Had a pass breakup, but a Cam Ward pass intended for Chimere Dike. Knocked it away at the last minute. Jim Wyatt had Winston with 2 pass breakups yesterday. He just, about once or twice every practice right now, Ramon, will show up and thud somebody, and you hear it in the run game.
You do.
You're looking around like, which linebacker was that? Oh, that was Kevin Winston. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll just get downhill quickly and let a running back know that he's there pretty much once a practice right now.
I mean, every single time. Like, he's around the ball. Like, it's funny watching him. And again, as a guy that came out that was, a second-round draft pick and how people spoke so highly of him in that time. Had it not been for a knee injury, his name probably would have been spoken of a whole lot sooner than it was, man. And you're seeing the benefit of it right now. By the way, my bad, 3rd-round draft pick. But watching him play ball, he's a natural at it. And then the other part, though, too, is his size. Like, he's not a small guy moving and hitting the way he does. And I think that's why he also plays with that level of physicality. He wants you to feel him. Like, he looks like a builder player when you see him on the football field without his shoulder pads on, man. But that's the guy that you need as far as a young guy that can be in a position where he can kind of take over Amani's role a little bit from time to time. He's good in space as well, when the way you view his ability to have PBUs, but also the thumper component, too. Like, that Titans tough defense that you're used to, he has that DNA inside of him as well. And again, you don't have to worry about the leadership. You don't have to worry about his hard work. He's been a captain in college. He understands the situation that they're in as well with this team. And the fact that he missed the game just a little bit or just had the injury, you find guys like him that have a different appreciation for these opportunities.
Yesterday around the league, the Houston Texans get bad news in their wide receiving core as Jaden Higgins suffered a torn ACL, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. 2025 second-round pick of the Houston Texans ran a route in the end zone and fell awkwardly during red zone 11-on-11 as the Texans were in joint practices yesterday with the Raiders. So they will now have to rely on Xavier Hutchinson, Tank Dell, and Jalen Noel, in addition to the number 1 wide receiver that they have at Houston in Nico Collins, who also, Ramon, is famously often hurt.
He is, man. You forgot one important guy that's in that wide receiving group. Jaquan Jackson. Come on, man.
Titans legend, Jaquan Jackson.
Legend.
Hutchinson had career highs last season, with 35 catches for 428 and 3 touchdowns.
No doubt. And they have a good contingency at tight end, too. Foster Moreau is out there, and also Brevin Jordan as well. We'll see what that looks like. But here's the thing for Houston. Houston's been begging, been looking for, searching, dying to have a run game, too.
They have got to run the football this year. Yeah.
And you don't know what version of C.J. Stroud you're going to get when it comes down to his passing as well. Like, I don't know if I've seen a fan base turn on a quarterback quick as they did with him. And I think that's because his inconsistencies, but also the run game plays a part in that as well, to be fair to him. Now, the other part, reshaping his offensive line, which should be better. But you mentioned one guy that's important to this role. But what is Tank Dell right now?
A guy coming off another big injury himself.
Major injury.
And so is Jalen Noel.
No, seriously. Like, major injury, man.
I think they got to go get somebody.
They most definitely do.
DeAndre Hopkins knows his way around Houston.
He said he ain't retired. He's just helping out on the college work.
I know. I mean, that seems like the profile of team that DeAndre Hopkins would want to come back and play for.
Spin the block one more time.
It's a Super Bowl contender. It is a city and a team that he has already represented. It is a situation where he can come in and be wide receiver 4 and not have a ton of pressure and play solid but not huge amount of snaps. I think that makes the most sense for him.
He's just a threat for him. He has to be at this point until Tank Dell gets his feet underneath him, see if the knee is going to be fine. I mean, he had whole leg reconstruction for the most part, right? As nasty as that was. And you mentioned the Nico Collins component of it, too. Like, it's one thing to have 2 young guys that can open it up for you, too. But when you look at him being the only guy, the main guy in their passing game, like relying on CJ to get the ball to him is going to be problematic. So I do think it's important for them to have a ground game. I also look at that team and say, this is why now looking at their team, that defense is on the front page of Sports Illustrated right now. This is going to be a defensive-led team. And it is a generational defense. On paper right now.
I mean, and last year on the field, it was one of the best defenses we've seen in the last 10 years of the NFL. And that's not even just on paper. That's just what they did. They were so good. And then C.J. Stroud turned it over. Had 7 interceptions in 2 playoff games? And they won one of them.
They won in Pittsburgh. And he's chirping, running off the field like, brother.
Mike Tomlin's last game as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, C.J. Stroud tried to give him a win.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh said, we're good. We don't want that.
We can't handle all this. Not right now.
DeAndre Hopkins did post a picture yesterday of him in a Texans jersey with no caption.
You want that old thing back.
Well, actually, maybe it did have a caption, but this was, Instagram story. So, no caption.
Yeah, no, he knows what it is. I mean,
of course.
He's not at Georgia Tech just standing and sitting around. You know he's working out with a sweatshirt on.
And look, not a game-changing player, but someone that could come in and at least do a job for you if you're the Texans.
No doubt, and that's all you're looking for because, again, this is a defensive-led team. They're going to be asking C.J. Stroud, just don't mess this up. But I will say this, though, too, losing the weapon the way they did yesterday, it opens the door for a little bit of a chink in their armor. Just a little bit of it. Yeah. That's one hole that they have to fill. And again, I'm into the D-Hop conversation of the threat that he is, but they're losing speed. And I'm not sure if D-Hop has that level of speed now, too.
You're right. The hold-in for Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive tackle Vita Vea ended yesterday for 30 million reasons. He gets a 1-year extension that adds $6 million to the $18 million contract he was already set to make for the 2026 season for a total of 24 plus an additional 24 in 2027. As always, though, the guaranteed money is what really matters here. $30 million guaranteed for Vita Vea, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler.
Good. They need him. They're in the transition. He's the guy, been the guy for a very long time, though, too. And you can't say he's not at least top 7 in the league when it comes to interior guys and what he's capable of doing.
He's got a very unique skill set that not a lot of big humans have.
No. And the fact that you had teams who was the Chicago Bears and the Buffalo Bills really trying to come after him as well, like they need him. Just looking at their team in general, like they have to win this year because I do think their head coach is probably on the warm seat when it comes down to production. Baker also is having crazy contract disputes with them, and they said they weren't going to talk. Or he's done talking to them as well, and he's going to make them pay on the back end. It's funny, though, watching what they will do for certain guys. If I'm Baker and I'm watching Vita Vea get a contract boost and he didn't at the quarterback position, I think that gives a whole lot of thought into the head coach and Baker's future as their quarterback moving forward.
I agree, but also to be fair, Baker kind of self-imposed a deadline here to say, I'm not going to negotiate once camp starts. This is one of those ambiguous deadlines that
True.
The team could come back and say, well, Baker, we'd love to continue talking to you, but you don't want to pick up the phone anymore.
Booger McFarland did come out and tweet about that. It's like he must not know what's their ownership name?
Glazers.
The Glazers. He don't know how the Glazers operate. And Booger McFarland, who's one of their players, I think his first-round draft pick for them, or at least on the Super Bowl team with them, understands what that means. And I'm just shocked that they couldn't get it done before the season started so far. But you got to smirk for it.
Are you guys ready for the discourse if Cam Ward doesn't have a great season on going to get Baker Mayfield?
Bro.
I can already hear it.
Who else?
I can already hear it.
Who else is up? J.J. McCarthy?
Well, I have no interest in
No,
nine.
it's
ruined
coming
that one.
up.
No interest in nine.
No, it's coming up.
Baker is because Baker would be another Sam Darnold. Baker's already been Sam Darnold once. He was the original Sam Darnold.
Was.
Look, he wants $50 million.
Yeah.
I would pay him $50 million.
Who?
Baker.
Right now?
Yeah.
If you're
As
Tampa
a
or if you're the
Titans player?
Titans.
Yes. Both. Well,
Wait, all right, well.
not this season
Go
for
off.
Baker.
I kind of want to hear this.
but
Jay
like
Hawk.
next season, like you're talking about the
if
discourse.
Cam doesn't take a big step,
Yep.
whatever
it
big
would
step
take
is.
Cam being the exact same quarterback he was last year for me to even consider that.
And no progression.
you paying 50,
And I don't
for
think that's
Baker?
going to happen.
What?
You paying 50 for Baker?
He's worth 50 for sure.
That's a lot of money for
The
Baker
only problem
Mayfield.
is for Baker, how much does he have left?
think
I don't-
He's not that
he's
old.
young,
No, but I don't.
relatively.
I don't think you're gonna get him for another like 5 years.
No,
At this
that's
level.
true.
At
But
this
if you find yourself, I can't believe we doing this. If you find yourself in a position where you're out on your new franchise quarterback, nothing else matters at that point.
He'd be 32 next offseason.
Like nothing else matters at that point, Hawk.
The
Like,
way that
that's
Baker
it.
plays and the way that he uses his body on the field, I don't think that his body can hold up for that long.
I agree with
Right.
that.
You do?
Although he has played 17 games in 3 straight seasons.
Oh, y'all starting some stuff. This
You know
year,
how I
kinda
felt about
like
it. His 2024 season was spectacular.
Hot. Yes, it was.
And he did that with a lot of injuries at wide receiver to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. He threw for 4,500 yards and 41 touchdowns, 71% completion percentage 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know. He cooked.
I'm just saying, prepare yourself.
You know who-
I am not advocating for this. I want to go on the record. I am not saying the Titans need to go sign Baker Mayfield next offseason. I'm saying I can already hear the calls.
You know who gonna call first?
Who's that?
Madden Shelbyville.
Yeah. Matt and Shelbyville to teach us fundamental things about football that we already knew. Guys, if you don't have a line, you
been
can't do
consistent.
anything.
He's been consistent though about
This
Cam.
just in, respectfully.
So okay, you know who else is in that conversation?
Who's that?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is already in that conversation.
I'm talking about even more so next year.
Yeah, right.
Like that. Because I mean, Purdy's not going anywhere.
Titans, who famously were reported to maybe have some interest in Mac Jones last year when he signed with San Francisco, and then he proved that may have been smart
Man,
with how well he played for San Fran in a pinch.
that's true. Hey, just so you know, Brother Hawkins, Randy from Facebook says $50 million for Baker. No way.
Why not? He was MVP caliber until he got hurt last season. You're not paying $50 million for that?
That's true.
How much is a win worth?
No argument for me.
Since
Somebody's
Tom-
going to pay him that.
Since Tom Brady left and retired, Baker has been their franchise quarterback.
So, okay, so let's
Has
go here.
been, no doubt about that.
That's how big 2026 is for Cam.
There is about 12 to 14 quarterbacks in this day and age that are making 50 plus. Not all of them probably should be making 50.
true.
Baker is definitely
That's true.
top 12 in this league.
I think that is exactly the illustration of how big this season is for Cam Ward.
That's good stuff right there.
You typically know after 2 years what kind of quarterback you have.
Except for Bryce Young. But he also had a coaching change in the middle of
But
that.
Bryce Young still isn't totally
In the free and clear.
superstar level. I mean,
he got hot last year.
sure, compared to what he was, but he still completed 63% of his passes for 3,000 yards and some change, 23 touchdowns, 11 picks. His quarterback rating was 87.8. It was below league average still last season.
How close were they to winning the NFC South? They won.
They did win the NFC South.
They won it.
Yeah.
With that, you stay. That's your man.
I agree.
Yeah, that's your man.
But again, you now understand if you're a Carolina fan, there are limitations with Bryce Young. He's not the second coming of Drew Brees mixed with Kyler Murray that you hoped he would be.
I'm glad you say that because here's the other part behind it. Not every starting quarterback is a Super Bowl caliber guy.
Sure, but when you are promised that with a number 1 overall pick.
Was he?
Yeah,
or was he
Bryce
just the
Young was
best
number
that
one.
year?
I know
he was the number 1.
They traded the moon and the stars with the Chicago Bears to go make him the number 1 overall
because of
pick.
the DJ.
You don't do that if you don't believe somebody is capable of being a Super Bowl caliber top 10 quarterback in this league.
Because of the draft capital that they also had, too. Like, they were allowed to
And they
move
set
up
up Chicago to be really good by doing that as well.
Yeah, that's also very true.
Yeah. We're jumping the gun big time. I'm simply making the point.
But that's how big this year is.
That is exactly how big this year is. If Cam Ward does not prove himself this year and show some progress, you may be looking in the quarterback market. Question is, are you going there with a big gift card that mom and dad gave you for Christmas and you could spend whatever you want to? Or you go in there looking in the clearance aisle for somebody that you could polish up and turn into a starter again?
But as a show, we still believe 3 years.
Depends on what year 2 looks like. I mean, honestly, I said it yesterday. I believe Cam Ward will be the guy. I believe he will make enough improvements. And I think we saw signs down the stretch last season that he is capable of improving and getting better and being the guy to lead this franchise moving forward. I think Cam Ward is that guy. I will go on the record with that. Mm-hmm. But also, I know how this league works.
Teams cut bait early with these new quarterbacks.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Marciano says all of this off one preseason game. No, it's not all of one preseason game. This would be off of 17 regular season games if there's no improvement. That's all I'm saying. I'm not basing any of this. I would have said this before last Thursday's game. Like, this is why this season is such a big deal for Cam.
This is based off Baker Mayfield's contract extension.
It's based off how the league works, to me. It's not based off of one preseason game. William says, does that mean week 1 is a must-win? Heck no. Heck no, it's not a must-win. And I will never, ever change my opinion on that. 615-737-1045 is our number. Nashville SC had a big night last night. I'll tell you how coming up next. Last night, a big win for the league-leading Nashville Soccer Club in New Jersey against Red Bull New York. Ramon, last night, a dramatic finish. NSC getting a 1-0 W. First ever win for the Boys in Gold at New York Red Bulls. They have won in Sports Illustrated Stadium before, just never against Red Bull. It was the first time they'd scored against Red Bull in this, their fifth trip to Sports Illustrated Stadium to take on New York. Christian Espinoza to Maxwell Woleji in the second minute of second half stoppage time. They stole one last night.
Good.
They stole one last night. Really, maybe the second or third time this season where they've not looked their best, but just in one moment, they get a late goal to decide it. Red Bull had a breakaway in the first half, 10 minutes in that they pushed wide. Their 18-year-old striker, Julian Hall, a rare miss for him. And then Brian Schwacke totally robs Swedish international Emil Forsberg in the 24th minute. And I mean point-blank kick save at a beauty like you'd see UC Saros making on the ice for the Nashville Predators. It was that close, and it looked like a hockey save as he made it. Really good win for Nashville SC last night, who probably, according to the expected goals and the chances, shouldn't have had any points last night. They get all three, and Miami drew Philadelphia. So Nashville is 7 points clear with 14 games to go in the season at the top of the MLS Supporters Shield race. That is a significant advantage.
I heard you on the call last night, so I was listening for a while last night, and
Nice.
you kept saying,
Thank you.
this game could be 2-1 in either direction last night. Well, how Nashville SC was playing, and the way also Red Bull was going up and down the field as well, or the pitch. Either way, but like hearing you speak about the referees, you called one guy's name way too much last night for him not to be a player. And I'm thinking to myself, who is this guy, Pat Adams?
Lorenzo Hernandez last night.
Bro, I was just really confused as to why he was the show of the game last night. But with that being said, good teams win these types of games. And it seemed exactly as I thought it would be. Like a bad team really playing up to the good team last night and kind of forced Nashville SC to really buckle down. Will, just listen to you go over it last night. I was just like, this is, you don't want to, just passively play the game, but it felt like Nashville SC had to turn it on.
Tough one. Tough place to play, tough opponent. Red Bull is 8th in the East, but is a dangerous opponent. And right now, everyone is still in the mix.
Yeah.
Everyone is battling for something. Even the teams at the bottom of the standings. Like Philadelphia was at the bottom of the standings a couple weeks ago, and now they are right in the thick of the playoff picture. Because so many teams make the postseason in MLS, everyone has something to play for right now. So you are not to the stage of the season yet where teams are checking out or maybe playing more young players. Red Bull, an average age of their roster of 24 years old. They're a young, exciting team that really gave Nashville all it could handle last night.
A lot of offsides last night, too.
Yeah.
What is it about the Red Bulls that just gives Nashville a lot of trouble? Because
it's not just
the second
Nashville.
time they've ever beaten them.
Because they playing with wings out there.
It's not it's not just Nashville. This is probably,
Wings.
I think the stat is in terms of regular season wins since they implemented the Red Bull press and the Red Bull way. They have the second most wins and second most points in MLS, and that's over about a decade plus. I don't know the specifics of that stat yet. That's one that they'd given us in the past. They play, in the past, they have played what we call energy drink soccer. High press, just absolutely suffocating you in possession. Yeah, they do play with wings. Ramon's like, duh. A little bit of a different style this year. So typically that means that they press a ton and they don't have a lot of possession. And they just sprint at you for every single ball. Not as much the case anymore. They still press, but they also hold more of the ball and hold more possession. So they give you the opportunity to press and play without the ball a little bit. And I would say it's not just Nashville. It's just that's a really hard place to play and win, even though there were a lot of empty seats in that stadium last night, too. But anyway, fun one. Look, this sport comes down to moments. Do you have game-changing players that can just go steal a game for you? Christian Espinoza and Maxwell Woleji did exactly that last night. Let's go to Neil in Nashville, wanting to talk about Cam Ward, 615-737-1045. Good morning, Neil.
Good morning, Neil.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
We're
great.
Good morning.
Listen, I don't want to, beat up on anybody, but here's my thoughts. I didn't want to draft him because I didn't think he was a great quarterback, even though he put up those numbers in college. It's college. He didn't even win the ACC in Miami. Carson Beck had a better season than he did technically in Miami. But to me, when I watch Cam Ward, I see this. There's nothing elite, okay? He's not accurate. He's not fast. He doesn't have good footwork. He can't even throw a proper 5-yard screen route without taking a little bit of oomph off the ball. Not every ball has to be 100 miles per hour. He holds on to the ball way too long. I will say this. I think Borgonzi gets fired after this year. That's the reason why I say this. You had the opportunity to go sign Sam Darnold, Mac Jones. He's talking about solidify the quarterback. And you had a chance to get an extra first-round pick in 2 seconds. And you saw Cam Ward. And I thought in his pro day, he didn't look great, especially in the red zone. So I think after this year, I think Borgonzi's gone. She's going to clean house. And hopefully she can go get an experienced GM. Hell, at this point, I may even hire J-Rob back because at least we were winning games and went into the division. So that's all I got to say. Listen, hey, I hope Cam Ward does well. I'm a Titans fan, but I just don't see it. I don't think he's very good. So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Neil. Hope you got an umbrella.
Yeah, that rain's coming down.
Make sure you get out of that rain. A lot to unpack there. First and foremost, I don't think there is any world you could say where Carson Beck had a better season than Cam Ward at Miami. If you're simply basing that off of winning the ACC, you can chalk that up to ACC's crazy rules of who made the conference championship game the year that Cam Ward was the quarterback. Carson Beck in 3 more games than Cam Ward had 500 less yards and 9 fewer touchdowns in, again, playing more games. That is a fact. There is no world in which Carson Beck had a better season than Cam Ward in his last year at Miami.
No doubt. We're up against it. I'll wait till we get it. I'll get my opinion.
I'll let you react to that when we come back. A lot to unpack there. 615-737-1045. We'll give you that. And we'll give you Robert Sala's thoughts on yesterday's practice as well, coming up next.
A day at the spa, the perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasion. Lavish and luxurious, yet affordable. A grand gesture, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury. Something special that shows more than just words. A gift from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at amomentspeace.com anytime.
What's happening? What's happening, good people? Let me go on and tell you while you're walking into your weekend what you need to be looking for. That is a truck. Yeah, Mid-10 Ford, they got you covered. They're going to take care of you. All you got to do is slide in there and let them know, hey, man, Big Slay told me. And they will look out for you. Go in there and holler at my guys, Trey, Matt. They're going to be right there to help you walk through the process of going to get your truck. And guess what? It's nothing that's going to be pressure, no high pressure, just low pressure approach, no gimmicks, no pushy sales tactics. That's not what they're about. They're about getting the job done and getting you comfortable and understanding exactly what you're getting into. It's a one-stop shop. If you need service, Mid-10 Ford, they got you covered. They are the ones you need to be looking for. When it comes to the right vehicle, they got you covered. Even a body shop, service, financing, sales, they got it, all of that. All you got to do is go to 1319 Foster Avenue. Visit mid10fordtrucks.com.
7:04, good morning. Live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. No media availability for the Titans today, but joint practice with the Seahawks is tomorrow. Yesterday, rookie wide receiver Carnell Tate missed practice due to lower body stiffness. And rookie edge rusher Keldrick Falk left early with a shoulder injury that head coach Robert Saleh deemed, thinking it was a stinger. NFL news yesterday, two-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Vita Vea ends his hold-in as he and the Buccaneers reach an agreement on a one-year extension for $30 million. It ties him to Tampa Bay for at least the next 2 seasons. He gets $6 million in new money this year. And more injuries piling up across the league. Texans wide receiver Jaden Higgins suffered a torn ACL in practice yesterday. He'll miss the rest of the season. Also, Commanders defensive tackle Johnny Newton suffered a torn pectoral muscle, and he'll be out indefinitely. Tonight, week 2 of the NFL preseason gets started with 2 games on the docket. Raiders versus Texans at 7 on ESPN, and then 49ers and Chargers of the nightcap at 9 o'clock on NFL Network. And last night, Nashville Soccer Club won again, beating the New York Red Bulls 1-0. Defender Maxwell Waleji scored 2 minutes into stoppage time, giving Nashville their first road win over the Red Bulls in club history. Nashville now sits with 46 points on the season and have a 7-point lead over Inter Miami in the MLS standings. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
We listen and we don't judge. Even when callers try to tell us that Carson Beck had a better season at Miami than Cam Ward. Hour 2 begins of Ramon and Will. Neil, before the break, came in hot in the middle of a monsoon somewhere in Middle Tennessee. Hope you are staying dry wherever you are, and hope everyone didn't forget how to drive in front of you, although I know Middle Tennessee drivers, and unfortunately, everybody's going to absolutely live their first day on Earth today as they drive around in just a little bit of rain.
Yeah, we battle Atlanta on days like this. Like
Sometimes.
We battle Atlanta of worst drivers on days like this. 100%.
From time to time.
No doubt about it.
From time to time, we expose ourselves. That's exactly right.
We do.
That's exactly right.
But we listen and we don't judge.
Ramon, you wanted to react to Neil before the break, who predicted that Mike Borgonzi will be fired after this year. This, again, if you're just hopping in for that sentence, this is Neil in Nashville, or Neil in somewhere.
Who's Neil in Nash?
Neil in Delusion, who called in, saying the GM's going to be fired. Cam Ward stinks. He had a worse season than Carson Beck. He thought his pro day was bad, so we never should have drafted him, and should have signed Sam Darnold instead. Ramon Foster, your thoughts?
I'll say this. Again, I'm tongue-in-cheek a little bit when I say, we listen and we don't judge, but sometimes people live that life in which you have to convince them. Neil might mess around and be one of the biggest Cam Ward fans ever if Cam goes out and prove him wrong or prove him indifferent, right? When it comes down to his career, I think it's fair to have some skepticism about all draft picks. I feel like as of late, we've crowned certain people in sports way before they need to. And if Neil is tired of the same old letdown, that's probably why he's at the place that he's in. Now, what I would say is the same thing that we've talked about, right? Cam's progression, his next steps need to be seen in real time. The only thing is we got to wait on those moments to be shown. It's hard to predict if a guy's going to be good or bad. Heck, for the longest, I thought Zach Wilson was going to be the next showing of Patrick Mahomes. And look at that, right? So I can understand where Neil is in his frustration and belief in watching this thing turn around in the right way. Only pushback I got on Neil is like, J-Rob, like, you can't say that.
Yeah, then he said, I'd rather bring back J-Rob. At least we won some games back then.
And then here's the other side, though.
J-Rob's the reason we're in this mess, Neil.
If we being real, like, he missed on some first
He did some
rounders.
good things, but he's also the catalyst for why we are still here.
Yeah.
Both things can be true.
And the other side of it, though, too, like the Borgonzi conversation, he just got in this job. And I know, like, it's quick to fire in the NFL. It stands for not for long is the way we look at it sometimes, though, too. But you'd almost be flagrant, though, Neil, just to, I ain't going to tell you how to live your life or voice your Titans' opinions, right? But what I will say is, like, the job of a GM is more than just, hey, 1 year is bad, next year is good. Like, it's a build-up to make something sustainable. And I will say, though, like, if you are a fan that's saying fire this, get rid of that guy, and change this over just because wins hadn't accumulated the way you want them to, then that's a bad way to be a fan, though, too, because we're looking at a fifth-round draft pick right now that's about to be a potential starter. You look like your right tackle's about to hit. You've retained guys. You've helped build up the floor of this team. And, of course, you look at Salah and you look at Dable and you look at Coach Fossil and you say to yourself, like, it looks on paper as if they're pushing us in the right direction. I would preach patience just a little bit longer. And I will even give that same credence to, like, Cam as well. Like, I get what he's saying. You want to see Cam spark sooner. They wanted to see it last year, but look how bad this team was. So, like, there's context as to why a player is bad. I've seen bad players go on good teams and look good.
But wasn't the last stretch of the season a spark?
It was.
10 touchdowns and 1 pick in, the last 9 games?
It was last year.
Sure, but, I mean, that's still the present until he does something else.
No doubt, but, like, okay, so let's just go. We're looking at the presence. And our guy, I forget who it was in the chat, but one preseason game. That's where a lot of this conversation has really been sparked.
Yeah, right.
Like,
The preseason game spooked a lot of people.
It did. And we can't deny that part of it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, and
it was concerning.
Like, I'm with the last year's finish, but you also have to say, well, what have you? This is always a what have you done for me lately league.
It is.
And that's all it is.
It is. And right now, Sam Darnold, what he'd done most recently was win a Super Bowl.
Think about how bad he was.
My thing on Darnold, and before the draft, I was also in favor of signing Sam Darnold and trading the number 1 overall pick and drafting Abdul Carter. But there's more than one way to get to the end goal of relevance again in this division. It's not just one pathway of signing Sam Darnold. And if you think that Sam Darnold would have looked with that Titans team last year, look like what he looked like in Seattle, then more power to you. I do not agree with that opinion whatsoever. Sam Darnold is a quarterback who struggles when he doesn't have protection. We saw it when he wilted back into a pumpkin, his last game as a Minnesota Viking. Like, when he doesn't have a stable pocket to throw from, he really struggles.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so did Cam Ward last year. Cam Ward was not in the same world as Sam Darnold as a franchise quarterback last season, but that was last season.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold would have been fine, I think, at quarterback for the Titans. If I was Brian Callahan, I would have loved to have Sam Darnold because that would have been, and we said it at the time, if there's anybody who wants Sam Darnold, it's Brian Callahan because that's the way he keeps his job.
Oh.
However, you cannot tell me that Sam Darnold, just because he won a Super Bowl with a good supporting cast around him, would have looked anything close to that with the offensive line situation and the wide receiver situation here last year.
No doubt. There's a lot that goes into winning. System. Can we just go ahead? Systems are okay. Defensively and offensively. We're looking at a player right now on the defensive side of the ball in James Williams that has found himself in a better system, and now we're talking more about him.
That's a good point.
Than we are almost Cody Barton every day, right? Like, systems matter. Sam Darnold went to a great system, right?
And that's not taking anything away from him.
It's not.
It's just the reality of the situation.
Well,
he landed in a good spot.
No doubt. Like, and here's the thing about it. I forget who I was listening to. I was speaking about somebody recently. It's just like when young quarterbacks go into a new team, especially first-round guys, you have almost zero input on what you're about to run as a quarterback, as a player. You have none. You don't know anything. These coaches tell you what to do. And here's the thing. Most coaches believe that their system is going to work for whatever the draft prospect is. Here's an eye-opener for you. That's not the case. Sometimes coaches hate to evolve their system because they only know that system. This player doesn't fit this mold right here. So why am I forcing Sam Darnold to be in that system? Because I'm trying to preserve my job because this works for me and this makes me comfortable. Him being a free agent was probably the best thing that he's done. When Coach McDonald saw him hit the market, or even McConnell, even he in Minnesota. That's why O'Connell. That's why you look at J.J. McCarthy's situation. He didn't want J.J. McCarthy, but somebody drafted him over his head, and he realized, like,
that GM's not there anymore.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that plays a part into it. So, like, what you're hoping for this time for Cam is this system works for him. You get into a position where patience is practiced almost over anything else, and you build up a team. That was a really good team that won the Super Bowl last year, not just the quarterback. He made his plays because the system worked for him. It's the same way you look at a losing franchise that the Detroit Lions have. They trade the Rams for a guy in Matthew Stafford. I know he's good, but he still lost a lot. He found a system that worked for him in L.A. the same way that Jared Goff found a system that worked for him in Detroit. Just the switching of the quarterbacks. Like, Detroit's a winning program right now.
They sure are.
Systems.
The Titans are switching their systems this year, but how much did last year maybe mess up Cam? Because you saw week one in the quarterback documentary that Cam may be calling his own plays in certain critical moments. You just said
that's not going to happen anymore.
You just said you rookie quarterbacks are falling into the system, and they listen to the head coach. The head coach was listening to your rookie quarterback week one.
It's true.
You talking about the Callahan system?
Yes, last year with Callahan.
I don't think he should have been listening to Cam. I've said that from day one.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying how much did that now maybe mess up Cam going into year two? Because he had a whole year of where he had probably more input than he probably should have.
Let's just say this. I've spoken with certain dudes, and just like in general, that system, that method, that operation inside of the building wasn't going to be productive or winning for anybody. And that's no disrespect to Callie, because I think he's a fine guy, and I think he can be a good coach. I just don't know if he's a leader of a franchise, and he wasn't ready for it, in my personal opinion, and in hindsight then.
But going into year two, how does that affect Cam?
Cam has to erase everything that he's almost learned from last year, other than the experience of what to do and what not to do in game.
So in that respect, it's a throwaway.
Last year?
Yeah.
I don't think anything's ever a total throwaway. I mean, he got better as the season went.
With a new system.
Yeah. I mean, just like the fundamentals of playing NFL quarterback. He was better at the end of the season than he was at the beginning of the season. Cam Ward. No question.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Neil is in the F and Bank chat.
What up,
Says,
Neil?
I'm not delusional. His pro day wasn't good. His footwork is garbage. Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl and was signed for at $36 million a year. Cam is going to bust, and I can see it. He's a terrible quarterback. I mean, I don't know how we can watch a pro day on television and tell you it was good or bad. And even if it was bad, pro day is about, 1% of the evaluation process?
Terrible pro day. No.
Pro day is not the end-all be.
My combine was cheeks, and I also caught the flu from my pro day, so I didn't even get a chance to go do it.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with Cam Ward this year. I'm not making any promises one way or another. I believe, in my personal opinion, that he is going to get better and he's going to earn a couple of more seasons as this franchise's starting quarterback. I believe in the talent. I believe in the coach that is now in charge of his progression as well. Because I think he and Daboll speak the same language, and I don't think there's ever going to be a scenario where he's going to get to call plays without Daboll saying, hey, brother, how about you listen to me and let me tell you what you're going to run? I mean, there's a give and take there, but I think things are going to look a little bit different for Cam this year, and I hope it is in a good way. But I don't blame you if you're kind of spooked by the first preseason game.
I just wrote in our chat, stick with us, Neil. We walking this journey together.
Oh, yeah. All opinions are valid.
Stick with us.
But the one is that I will say is not valid is the fact that Carson Beck had a better season than Cam Ward. That just doesn't happen.
He did go third round.
That's where you lost me a little bit. 615-737-1045. How big of an impact can Fernando Carmona make right away? How good can he be as a rookie fifth-round pick who seems to be trending towards starting week one for the Tennessee Titans? You will hear from Fernando Carmona and hear Ramon's thoughts on a position he knows very well coming up next. Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone continues in studio this morning. We have AC and fluorescent lights, and Ramon's got a spotlight on him
I know.
with how bright the light above you is.
If I needed a headshot, this is the perfect light.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Hashtag LinkedIn.
No,
I couldn't think of it. You are not hashtag open for work because you are hashtag closed for work.
No,
you have enough to do.
You see one of those tow trucks on the road, not for pay, or what is it, not for hire? That's me
right.
now.
Ramon is hashtag not for hire, but he'll still post a LinkedIn headshot.
I will say this second cup of coffee's hit this morning.
All right, good.
Hey, shout out to Neil, man. He's got the YouTube chat rolling right now, man.
Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, where you can get in on the conversation. You can join the over 20,000 subscribers on the 104.5 The Zone YouTube channel.
There's one more comment I want to address in there. I think it's a good question. Brandon in our YouTube chat is where you can catch us. That says, Ramon, true or false? With the depth of the upcoming quarterback class, is this a make it or break it year for Cam? My answer is no. It's not. It's always a 3-year timeline is to see what you are before, and again, for first-round draft picks specifically, the 5th-year option need or have to be taken up. It's always, the way I look at it, the introduction to the NFL, the adjustment to the NFL, and what you are as a pro as well. Cam's had a crazy rookie year as a franchise quarterback, day one starter, fired head coach, middle of the season, 6-7 games into the season. New adjustment, new head coach going into it this year with a new offense. There needs to be, I ain't going to say grace given, right, for a franchise that's in this position as well. But I think is one way to keep losing or maintain the stain is to keep changing.
It's by pulling the plug too quickly.
Too quickly. You got to kind of see it through and see if this front office will build this team up more than anything. Honestly, the way Houston's doing it with C.J. Stroud.
I'll give you a no to that question as well, Brandon, but I will qualify it with this. This is a make or break year for Cam to not have a veteran quarterback option signed behind him. I will go there because that is where doing another Tannehill or getting a guy like Mac Jones, bringing someone in who could have the vision of starting at the end of the season of year 3 for Cam Ward if you really felt like the wheels were coming off. That door, I think, becomes cracked. But no, I don't think this next draft class is of significant interest to you unless things just really go downhill. I think it'd be more likely you signed a quarterback to compete with Cam before you would draft another quarterback to compete with him, just considering how many needs that you have on this roster next offseason as well that need to be filled with draft picks, like corner, like edge rusher, like left tackle, maybe another wide receiver. There are a lot of needs on this franchise's shopping list right now that do not include quarterback in the NFL draft, in my opinion. You can go find a quarterback to battle if you need to, but we'll cross that bridge once we get to it.
No doubt.
Let's talk about Fernando Carmona, Ramon. You like this guy. You always have since he was drafted. You felt like he was drafted with the vision of playing right away. He spoke to the media yesterday and talked about how awesome, and I use that word relatively, awesome it has been to block Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. Coming into this league, being a rookie, you want to go up against the best. And knowing that I'm going up against Jeff here, I know when it comes Sunday time, it's going to be that much easier. And so it's a true blessing to have him on our team. And then, him to go up against me every day in practice, it's a true blessing.
I saw him walking off the field with you after Monday. Was there just kind of recap of practice, some pointers and things like that?
Yeah, just some things that he's seen with me and just helping me out. Obviously, being a rookie, there's, a lot of things I need to grow on, and he sees a lot of those flaws in me, and it's just awesome having that veteran leader being able to tell you, what he sees and how it can improve my game.
Ramon, you got to be a sicko to think it's awesome to block Jeffrey Simmons.
I got a word for awesome in his vocabulary right now. It's hell going against Jeff every day. I've seen some of the reps we all have, man, because most of us have been there at these practices as well. But what better baptism can you get than to go against one of the best guys ever right now in his position in the NFL? The best part, I think, about him going against Jeff is what he just said. So I think that was Teron Davenport right there asking that question, is to walk in after practice. Jeff, what did you see? How can I get better? Why and how are you beating me? What can I do to change this? And I think it was also John Franklin Myers saying the exact same thing yesterday, too, at the podium about Carmona. Like, he's going to get worked. It's going to be moments in where you look at, like, why are we starting him? But that is also the pathway in which you grow up in this league. And you don't want that to be a consistent thing. But what's happening right now is he's in every look. I love watching practices, and I see Jeff in a wide 3 technique on Carmona, on his right shoulder far outside. Like, I enjoy watching that because I'm wanting to see what Carmona is going to do in those moments. How is he setting? And, like, it's okay to get beat in practice. Go watch the tape, analyze it, and try to stop it the next day. That's what he's doing and going through right now, too. I know, Jeff, it can be polarizing to this fan base a little bit about, well, he always has a good year, but we don't have a good year. Like, here's the thing about it. Jeff's been a great teammate, I feel like, more so this year than almost any other time. There's been moments in which I've seen them get Jeff, take him to the ground, no fight, no pushback. The challenges that he's given to this OL is something specifically up the middle is what you need, too. One thing I would tell Carmona about one of the comments he said right there is this. Going against Jeff make going to the game easy. That's not true. Every guy is a new test. And every guy possesses something that he's watched on tape against you that will break you down. If I'm in his room with him, I will tell him that's awesome to think that and express that, hey, he's one of the best in the league, but you don't want to base your game plan off of Jeffrey Simmons because this is where your studying goes into defeating whoever the Jets put in front of you. Or Quentin Williams when you got to go against him in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jeff's a great study for your start as being a pro. How you break down and beat Jeff in practice is what I think the experience of studying and breaking down film will allow you to be successful in the game. That was a play yesterday, and I told you we were in the moments of screen. The offense has been kind of doing their thing with certain plays in practice.
Especially with screens, yeah?
Especially with screens. What did Jeff do yesterday?
He sniffed one out. Knew it was coming.
Quickly.
Shut it down. And that's one thing the defense is starting to improve on. They were giving up more chunk plays on screens earlier in camp.
But I was explaining to you, I was like, that's what's making Jeff a better player. He's scouting his own team to not get beat in practice. What Fernando should be doing is scouting Jeff so he doesn't get beat in practice, and that lends itself to his film study against his 17-game opponent.
So how do you beat Jeff?
You beat Jeff.
How does Fernando Carmona do a better job against Jeffrey Simmons?
Make Jeff run down the middle of him. That's the way I would do it. Protect my inside, because that's been one of the things I've seen as of late when watching those one-on-one, those in-game sets is Jeff gets him rocking outside and beats him inside quick. When he threw his shoulders up or threw his hands up, palms up like Jordan did after a clutch shot, it was because he faked him outside and went inside. Jeff does a real good job, man, of scheming you. It's kind of funny watching him. Jeff will line up, head up, and just bull rush through you. Cool. I'm into that. Don't get spooked by the bull rush. Expect the bull rush because I'm not going to allow you to go inside. If I was Carmona in that position, it's the way I kind of played it. I'll speak for myself. I'm not going to allow Jeff to be in a position, especially if he's in a wide 3, that he, at my size and at Carmona size, what did he have Carmona listed as? He's listed at
Let's see.
About 6'5", 6'6", 325, if I'm not mistaken.
Fernando Carmona is listed at 6'5", 316.
316, even cooler, okay. With that being the case, at that size, at 6'5", I'm going to force Jeff to get not a two-way streak, but one-way. No, two-way, not a three-way. I won't allow him to go down the middle, outside, or inside. I'm going to protect my inside because the best way for him to get to the quarterback is to beat me inside. What I would do with Jeff is this. I would set vertical and back, protecting my inside heavy with my left arm if I'm him, and force Jeff to either go outside or down the middle of me because I have the size to take on his bull rush. Yeah, it's going to be hell to pay, but you're not going to beat me inside and go sack my quarterback as quick as you feel like you can. And that's what I feel like I've seen Jeff working with as of late is quick out, beat him inside. And it's, again, he's fast. Jeff is fast off the defensive line.
I mean, he's the best at this in the league right now. There's no shame in losing reps to Jeffrey Simmons. There's nobody at D-tackle who I think is playing at a higher level than Jeff right now.
The only person I can think of is that shifty and quick and powerful is Aaron Donald. Like that's shifty.
And he's not in the league
power.
now, technically.
Yet. Even his wife is tweeting stuff out.
Oh, of course.
But the shiftiness.
Let's hear more from Fernando Carmona, asked yesterday about communication with right tackle J.C. Latham.
It's been awesome, man. Being the rookie, he's been, that veteran presence for me there, and it's awesome playing with him. I feel like I don't have to do much when I'm working in combo blocks just because he does most of the work, but it's awesome having him next to me. And, his mindset day in and day out, he's an alpha, and he's trying to get after it, so it's a lot of fun playing next to him.
I like to hear that.
I mean, that's what you're looking for, right?
It absolutely is.
And this is the conversation that like I'm pushing towards, like Neil, right? And people that have their, restraint on wanting to enjoy football this fall. Is building up a team is like raising your kids. Like it's year after year. It's steps. It's lessons. It's building up more talent and watching this process grow into winning ways. It's been a while since that's been the case. And it's hard for you to believe it in real time, but like having guys like Carmona, finding a veteran like Slotty, you know what I'm saying, that have kind of paid their dividends, and we haven't mentioned his name much at all. That is a beautiful place to be at. And again, the next step, of course, is going to be, can the outside game take the next step? And that's what we're all waiting on. I feel like that is the biggest hesitation right now, other than watching to see if the cornerbacks can bounce back.
Fernando Carmona was asked, what did you work on with Duke Manyweather this offseason? Of OL Masterminds had this to say.
Man, words can't explain what he did for me and my football journey. He's helped me out a lot. And he pointed out a lot of the flaws that I had in my game going into the pre-draft process. And those 3 to 4 months I was with him, we attacked it a lot. And I think I became a better football player in those 4 months, and I think it's paying off here now.
Was also asked, how do you get better at straining? This is real O-line sicko stuff that you're going to love right here.
A lot of it is effort, but it's hard to explain, man. It's, you're getting into your stance. It's like this brace, and I really don't know how to explain it, but it's like really just like sucking everything up, just squeezing yourself and just fighting. And it's, like you said, a lot of it's just effort, and it's a mindset.
Thank you. I need to play that to my young offensive lineman. Carmona's basically been baptized right now. Like what he thought was good in college, don't fly.
And I like that he already recognizes
Yes.
that. I mean, this is a player who I think is already very mature for a rookie. And again, he's older than J.C. Latham. And you can tell when you hear him talk.
There's a level of strain.
He also played 1 year of football before he went to San Jose State. And then went from San Jose State to Arkansas. This guy has had to earn everything he has ever been given in this sport.
Yeah.
And I think that work ethic is why, Ramon, right now, he's in the position to start at right guard in week 1.
You want to hear something funny from May 1st, 2026? I text Duke Manyweather right after I think Carmona got drafted. I said, this is from May 1st at 8:34 a.m.
Okay.
I said at Duke, I said, I see you had Carmona training right guard. He could win that starting spot for the Titans this year, man, just based off what I've seen on tape. He hits me back. Very hard worker, experienced at a lot of position. It'll be interesting to see you It'll be interesting to see what happens. But it may very well start at right guard. He may very well start at right guard. We were talking about this in May 1st. Duke.
Mm-hmm. We need to get Duke back on, get his insight for the audience.
We do. And I told Duke, I replied back, it's like, based off physicality and strength that I think Dabo needs for this offensive line, he could start. This was May 1st.
And here we are.
We're not surprised by this.
No.
I'm elated to hear him speak about the level of strain that you have to play with, too, because I do think that's the difference. And I also add this to this conversation, too. I do think this is what this team has to feel recognized as well. Like, playing the game is what you just do, but straining to win is a mindset and a culture thing. So hearing that kind of come out of his mouth right now, I'm hoping it pushes on to the rest of the team as well.
And this is a rookie class that is coming into the league not knowing any other way of practicing, of training camp. Peter Skoronsky said on the Buck Rising show yesterday that this is the hardest camp he's done so far. He said the volume of plays, what are being asked of him. It was a great interview, the whole conversation with Pete. And you can find that on the Buck Rising show podcast feed, wherever you download podcasts. But essentially, Peter's like, we're running so many plays right now. and there's so much situational stuff. Like, I don't have time to get in little fights because I'm thinking about what the next play is. And it was funny. He was like, sometimes when there's a skirmish, I'm happy because it's like, oh, thank God I can take a breath for a second. But the rookies don't know any different. They don't. This is the way they are being raised in the NFL. And I think we're going to find out how quickly that can allow them to be immediately impactful for this team.
Do you think this team needs to be reconditioned?
Absolutely it does. I mean, everything needs to be reassessed and reevaluated, and I think it has been. You've won 6 games the last 2 years. It's not the time to double down on your way or your process. This is a moment where you rethink everything you're doing and asking why, and you bring in a new coaching staff that can tell you why or why not they want to do things certain ways. I mean, everything is being reset over there, on and off the field.
Yeah.
For the better.
That is, I do think, the benefit of a defensive-minded head coach, though, too. I played for one. Will, our camps were hell. Every day. It's no breaks. And then, like, the other part, though, too, and I think I ain't had an offensive head coach in a while, okay? But, like, the defensive head coaches believe in consequences, too.
Because I think O-line coaches who are head coaches like Fulmer are also kind of defensive coaches because they want to run the ball and play defense.
But that's the way Munch was as a position coach guy, right?
Right.
Like,
that's the way it was here as a head coach.
No doubt about it. Like, they're very detail-oriented and consequence-oriented as well. So, like, whether this thing, I'm getting to the point is the reset I feel like that they needed to go through mentally and physically is happening.
It is happening.
We'll see what the results look like.
615-737-1045 is our number. There is a player in college football living the American dream. I'll tell you how. Coming up next, Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Ramon Will, 1045 The Zone.
Get ready for one epic engagement ring event at Genesis Diamonds. You've been hearing about it. Now it's here. It's tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Genesis has flown in the entire collection of both Tacori and Viraggio, the 2 most sought-after bridal designers in the world. Hundreds and hundreds of rings, all new styles. And during this once-a-year event, you can get special incentives and save up to $5,000. You know the names as well. I just told you about them. Viraggio, handcrafted by true artisans and unmatched attention to detail. And Tacori, exquisite rings known for their hidden detail and timeless beauty. These are the finest American-made rings, distinctive, stylish, and handmade. Other jewelers are not even allowed to carry these premium brands, but I'm here to tell you, Genesis have them and will be showcasing the entire collections at this event. Genesis is also fully stocked with an all-new shipment of GIA-certified diamonds in every size and every shape, direct from the cutters, so you can create your perfect ring from the ground up. Enjoy special event incentives like 0% interest financing and up to $5,000 in savings. It's 3 days only, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Genesis Diamonds. They're located in Green Hills and Cool Springs.
If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to. You can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. Hey, it's Will Bowling. That's right. With Loan Pronto, you can get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. It gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front, usually no appraisal, no long, drawn-out process. And listen, no closing costs. You may even be able to skip your next 2 house payments. So call Loan Pronto now. Leave your low-rate mortgage intact, but get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. That's online at loanpronto.com. See how much cash you can get right now at 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780 or online at loanpronto.com. For qualified homeowners, equal housing lender at MLS 1661781 and MLSconsumeraccess.org. Ramon Will, 104.5 The Zone, back in studio this morning, wrapping up hour number 2, 615-737-1045, our number. Let's go to the phones.
Let's go to the phone.
Ramon, you put out the bat signal for Matt in Shelbyville, so we'll say you put out the Matt signal.
Here's he's got one rule before he comes on air with us.
Okay.
Matt in Shelbyville, you got to say something nice first.
Matt, do you accept these terms?
You accept these terms? Matt.
Matt. Hello?
Good morning.
Matt?
I know he ain't got us on mute. I know he ain't got us on mute.
That's a frequent caller, too. That's disappointing.
And he hears Shaggy coming on the air, too.
We'll leave him on hold.
Yeah.
We'll talk about what we were going to talk about. We'll get to him at the end of this segment.
Yeah.
Before our first half break.
Let's do that.
Did you see this about Lenora Sellers yesterday?
I did not. I missed all this about Lenora Sellers.
South Carolina quarterback Lenora Sellers is not taking any classes this semester at South Carolina.
Of course not.
You know what he's doing? He's working at a golf course.
Yes. Love this.
This is a real story.
Love this.
He is working at Par T Golf Center in West Columbia at a driving range. He says just facility management and stuff like that, cutting grass and picking up balls, he says. He is a senior sport and entertainment major from Florence, South Carolina. He will graduate in December once he's finished with this very important internship. Told the media yesterday, if I don't end up doing engineering, I've always wanted to do engineering or architecture. If I don't do that, then something around stadiums, laying out blueprints, drawing up blueprints, and stuff like that, or facility management. Prior to this internship at Par T, great name for a golf course.
Great.
He held one with a contract construction company that is working with South Carolina on the Williams-Bryce renovation project.
Yeah. You know what? I respect it.
Lenora Sellers said, I ain't come here to play school.
I respect it.
In the words of the great Cardell Jones, I did not come here to play school.
Yeah.
I came here to play football.
I ain't even mad at him, man. The man is, listen, he want to be around sports, around fields. Why not do it on golf?
If you can get away with this,
Yeah.
more power to you.
I just can't believe the era of NCAA sports that we're in right now. We had to be in, I think, at least 6 hours of classes at that point in time in college, or was it 9?
It was 9 to be wasn't it 12? It was 12 to be a full-time student.
Yes.
And that was to be eligible for the Hope Scholarship.
Classes too, after the fact.
Oh, could you?
Yeah, you could, and still, but like if you started off as full time, but you dropped down to 9, yeah, you still good.
In order to play sports, I think it was 9. In order to be eligible for the Hope Scholarship, I think it was 12.
Listen.
In Tennessee.
That makes sense.
But there was a rule of if it's all you need to finish your degree, you can just do that and you're still eligible to play.
I respect the hands-on work, man. Get in there, Lenore.
I ain't mad at it.
I ain't even mad at it.
I'm not mad at it at
Probably
all.
going to drive the cage car, getting golf balls just darted at him.
I have had friends who have done that job and like worked at golf courses.
Yeah.
Like my best friend I grew up with, who's in my wedding, and I've used to live with. Like those are like 70 to 80 hour weeks sometimes. If you are actually really doing the job, like they have tournaments, you got member guest stuff, you've got like different things going on. Yeah, it'd be different if it's just a driving range. At that point, if you're just driving the cart and picking up balls, like, hey, Lenoris, go out there and hop in the cart for an hour, and then you're good. Like, probably the extent of what he's doing.
You know how many people would pay to dart a golf ball at Lenore Sellers?
Well,
a lot of Clemson fans.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of
Step right
Clemson
up.
fans.
Come. hit a golf
He's
ball.
going to have a lot of opportunities if they don't win over there in South Carolina this year for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm good. What is the NCAA? I mean, at this point,
An organization that is only competent enough, well, not competent because this isn't competent.
don't use that.
An organization that is only organized enough to suspend Arion Carter for the equivalent of a traffic ticket.
this dude ain't even going.
Sue the crap out of him.
Yeah, please do.
I
like that.
Will.
I like that.
I ain't even mad. I used to get upset about this type of stuff. Not anymore. At least he gets an opportunity to have an internship right now.
What is the most fun random class you took in college?
Only had one.
Okay.
Bowling. That
Oh,
was
I
it.
took bowling.
Bowling.
Yeah.
Like, I would have loved to have been a Lenore.
Your
Sellers.
final?
That was back when the bowling alley was on campus, too, in the old student
In the
center.
UC,
R.I.P. the old student center. I loved that place.
Your
Had
final?
everything. My
Bowl?
final?
No,
Bowl.
yeah, was to bowl and then write your own scores down.
Man,
that was my final.
I had a few turkeys in that class. Killing it. I was.
You know, I bowled a
awesome time to
232.
bowl.
It's my favorite anecdote about myself.
That's
Mine's
cool.
a 215.
Slower than 232.
Dang.
What? What are you looking around?
I heard it rain out here.
Yeah.
So y'all be safe on the road, man. Slow down.
Mine was jogging. I
Jogging.
got a B in jogging.
The J is soft.
So I overslept a couple of times and it just didn't show up.
I got a C in jogging. No, I got a C in walking.
You get a C in walking.
We had the worst elective teachers ever on campus. Like, I'm hustling around campus. Like, they pretty much wanted you
You're
to
like
run.
Stanley on Pretzel Day.
No, straight up.
Done
They
it
want,
before.
and it was during the spring while we had practice, too. Like, it was the dumbest class ever. I'm like, who doesn't get an A? Like, I think it was the teacher that just didn't want to hand out B's and A's.
Yeah, you just got to show up. And
It's so
you
dumb.
clearly didn't show up
Still
enough.
got my credit, though.
There you go. Me too. We're both graduates. We made it.
I did get my degree.
I graduated.
Where'd Matt go?
Oh, I cut him off.
What?
I picked up the phone 5 times. and
You couldn't hear him?
No.
Matt,
Nothing.
call us back, man.
Nothing.
Your phone's not working. Come on, man.
It was
Maybe he's
probably
just
on
too
him.
scared to say something nice.
It's the day of negative callers. It's gloomy out there.
It is. I mean, it is. Seriously.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Okay. I'm sorry. I was looking forward
that call.
to sparring with Matt this morning. That's rad.
Man,
Okay.
we love you, just so you know, as a
Yeah.
brother.
Oh, we love all the opinions
We're
that
about
come on
to
the
take
show.
sometimes, but like most definitely.
615-737-1045 is our number. We tell you what happened at Titans practice yesterday and hear from Robert Saleh coming up after this.
8:01. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Titans are off today, but joint practice with the Seahawks is tomorrow. Yesterday, rookie wide receiver Carnell Tate missed practice due to lower body stiffness, and rookie edge rusher Keldrick Falk left practice early with a shoulder injury that head coach Robert Saleh thinks it was just a stinger. NFL news yesterday, two-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Vita Vea ends his hold-in as he and the Buccaneers reached an agreement on a one-year extension for $30 million, tying him to Tampa Bay for the next 2 seasons. And more injuries piling up across the league. Texans wide receiver Jaden Higgins suffered a torn ACL in practice yesterday. He'll miss the rest of the season. Also, Commanders defensive tackle Johnny Newton suffered a torn pectoral muscle, and he'll be out indefinitely. Tonight, week 2 of the NFL preseason gets started with 2 games on the docket. Raiders versus Texans at 7 on ESPN, and then 49ers and Chargers on the nightcap at 9 o'clock on NFL Network. Last night, Nashville Soccer Club, they won again, beating the New York Red Bulls 1-0. Defender Maxwell Waleji scored 2 minutes into stoppage time, giving Nashville their first road win over the Red Bulls in club history. Nashville, with 46 points on the season, now have a 7-point lead over Inter Miami in the MLS standings. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Second half of the show, hour number 3 on your Thursday. Happy Friday, Junior. 615-737-1045. Thanks for hanging out with us. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Justin Hawkins, and maybe just random people walking in, because apparently our sales staff is having a scavenger hunt in our studio.
Lock the doors.
So who knows who else will be introduced
like
2 hour on it. Yeah,
too
should I
at this
lock it?
point.
That'd be
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
That's part of the hunt. Figuring out how to get in the studio.
Yeah,
Be
exactly.
coming in here while the red light on.
Mm-hmm.
Should not be coming in here with the red light on. What do I know?
So when someone else walks in here, maybe we'll get them to introduce themselves.
And give
To
them
us and to
demerits.
you.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Cam Ward, solid yesterday. 21 of 31, was 4 of 6 in a move the ball period. Had a really good throw to Daniel Bellinger on a 3rd down to move the chains. Had what I thought would be a touchdown run in a real game setting. He did throw an interception. It was a Hail Mary at the end of his final drive. Alante Taylor went up and got the football. But, Ramon, I thought he showcased decent touch yesterday more often than not.
Man, you can tell he's working on it. You can tell there's been a point of emphasis this week is to make the layups, as we like to call them, right? Passes that you expect him to make, especially the ones that are uncontested. He threw some tight spots yesterday that I was just thinking to myself, like this is the guy that you're looking for. How he plays quarterback is going to be his style. And the way I'm viewing his decision-making is what I guess is the biggest question he has around him right now. One, making those plays that are supposed to be throw and catch. And then the other part of it is if the ball's not there, we also saw this yesterday, or at least I feel like we both did, he dirted the balls when there was nothing there. Like, just looking at his decision-making, that part of it as well. I do think there's growth to be made, especially when you have a guy that you've poured so much into. Like, you can't say going into this offseason, whether it be the OC that he got, the free agents that they brought in, and just how they're trying to surround him with more, that's not a part of the hope that he's the guy and the fact that he's going to take that next step. I thought yesterday was a good day for Cam.
Yesterday was a great day for Anthony Hill Jr. 2 pass breakups, good play in pass defense, a forced fumble alongside James Williams, got a pass to hit the ground for Courtney Jackson. Him and Kevin Winston Jr., Ramon, are both on an upward trajectory. And this kind of, in a lot of ways, feels like Kevin Winston Jr.'s rookie season, considering the injuries he battled last year.
No doubt. Again, Anthony Hill, there were people that were excited about that pick. More so than that I almost feel like the first round pick, because you don't usually get a guy like Anthony Hill in the first round. Like, you knew, of course, what Sonny Styles was going to be as a linebacker. But, of course, like, you also thought that Anthony Hill Jr. had the ability to go just as quick, maybe not top 10, but you knew he possessed the talent that in certain defenses he was going to be able to move. He's a young fella already. and he moves well in space. And I think when you play in this type of defense under Coach Saleh, being able to drop back in coverage, be able to be opportunistic around the ball, and he's been that, I feel like in real reps since the 49ers practice and even beforehand, he know how to get to the ball. And when you possess that with his continued growth, the linebackers coach in this defense will have a hard problem to solve. Who do you put on the field and when do you put them on the field?
Has Kevin Winston Jr., Ramon, looked like the best player in the Titans secondary this preseason?
Yeah. I think there's been spurts of Amani and certain times, not consistent, but the guy who's made plays, knocked the football out, be tackling as physical.
Knocked wide receivers on the ground maybe a couple times.
So much so you got people begging for him to stop hitting, folks. But that's him. He has. And as far as the secondary concerned, yes.
He's looked like the best player in the secondary.
I don't question him at all.
I don't either.
I don't question him at all.
Which is crazy considering the other players in the room.
Yeah.
So Robert Saleh was asked about that yesterday. What do you want to see look different from the secondary out of the Niners game moving forward now into Seahawks week?
We've got to get from a secondary standpoint, everything's just got to get tighter. A lot of the issues last week were in one-on-one situations, and that's what we're trying to evaluate. Sure, we can play zone and we can keep underneath help and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, to win in this league, and we had a good talk about it today, you've got to win in man coverage. You've got to win at the line of scrimmage and one-on-one. So it's all one-on-one, 3rd and 4, got to have it. And that's the mentality that you've got to have at all times. And so for us, it's about getting tighter in our coverage, cleaning up our press techniques, cleaning up our off techniques, and understanding what each technique is being asked out of the guys.
There was a follow-up question specifically on Cordell Flott's issues last week. Robert Saleh with an insightful answer here.
No, it's for him and really for in the game last week. Just speaking for Flott, everything started at the line of scrimmage. When you really go back and look at it, and I know there was a couple plays where there was off coverage and there's awareness. You're not game planning, but when you're at the line of scrimmage, a lot of the issues that happen downfield actually end or start at the line, and that's where he's got to improve.
Without going too far, that's been an emphasis I've watched this week, specifically from Flott, how his presence is at the line of scrimmage. I do think they were testing some stuff out in that San Francisco 49ers game to see how they would do and, playing in zone, dropping back a little bit more. The reality of the way Flott played or what he gave up was whether he was, bailing way too much, trying to fill the zone that they were supposed to be playing. He was right there on Stribling to make the tackles. So I wondered this week, the adjustment, especially with this wide receiver core that's marching into town, flying in today and practicing tomorrow, Seattle Seahawks is, you can't allow that. I'm sure there's a level of play that, there's styles of play that cornerbacks play. Some are good in zone. Some are better pressed up, right? How comfortable can you be with that separation and how fast can you break on the ball? I think the one thing that I was looking at this defense before seeing it on the field was they went after longer corners, I feel like. When you look at Flott, long digits, 6'2" and some change. Same with Alontae. And I was thinking to myself, well, these guys got to be good at putting their foot in the ground and being able to tackle quickly. They were there as far as that goes. Now, playing the man side of this or playing press, when you look at this defensive style now this upcoming week, I wonder how will he, and he kind of explained it a little bit in his conversation, if you're going to play press, don't get beat over the top.
Right.
And I'm wondering how his bail is going to be in this game as far as what was put on tape from last week with DeJon Stribling. He's got a big test.
Brandon on YouTube says, that sounds like your head coach questioning your physicality. I think it actually isn't. I think what it is the concern at the corner position of, if I'm too aggressive with my physicality and press at the line, am I susceptible to the go ball over the top? And that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually the next answer that Saleh gave yesterday, just to paraphrase. He said that. It's you've got to, as a corner, find that balance between giving your defensive line enough time to get home and knock a receiver off his route a little bit between 0 to 5 yards, but also understand that if you do that and if you are over-aggressive in that press coverage, you might get beat over the top on a go ball. And that's exactly what happened on the chunk play to Stribling.
Yeah. Is this a complete product, Will? No.
No, Lord, no. That's why I have the opinion I do about the Week 1 game, is because this is so far from a finished product.
These games don't count. You're just being evaluated, the way I look at them, too.
Well, and two, you are maybe highlighting your own weaknesses in order for those to not become weaknesses. Like Robert Saleh mentioned it, right? Mm-hmm. They could have gone to zone. Mm-hmm. We need to learn how to play man coverage. So we're going to keep putting Cordell Flott in man coverage.
Force them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, that's why preseason results just kind of are what they are. Sometimes the goal is to fail. Mm-hmm. So that way, when you do it in a regular season game, you're not going to fail. Doesn't always work that way, but that makes me feel a little bit better knowing the full context around what wasn't working for Cordell Flott.
No doubt about it.
Just a little bit.
And again, the way we've been able to watch them in pre-practice, you can see the attention to detail of how they, press at the line of scrimmage, which way they're turning, which way they're trying to force the wide receivers. Like the small detail stuff is that they're working on now is because of the results of the game. And that's what, again, training camp is built on, is minimizing our weaknesses through that exposure that you're going to see. We're having the same conversation. And it's funny how optimistic we are about certain things, but not about others. Because, again, we're discussing how Jeffrey Simmons is beating Fernando Carmona, but there's more grace given to him. Is it because he's part of a unit that had a good game? Probably.
Well, because he's a rookie.
But even still.
He's not a second contract player.
But even still, though, like, the context is still the same on both of those guys. They're both new to this new system and this team. There's a learning curve to be had.
I think it's different that one of them you just paid a ton of money and the other one is a rookie, though.
I will say this.
And going up against Jeffrey Simmons, not a wide receiver 3 for the 49ers.
The expectation, though, is still the same. When you're out there, you are known as a rookie, but you're supposed to play like a vet. And I do think looking at this situation, it's because the offensive line unit has success. The secondary got exposed. They had moments, and I'm with you. Like Stribling, first pick of the second round, says a lot about what his talent level is. We saw a second-round wide receiving A.J. Brown become an all-pro.
Yeah. And Stribling, from what I saw yesterday, was dicing up the Chargers at joint practice, too. It might just be that he's really good.
Maybe he was miscast, right?
It might just be that he's really good.
It's probably just that
That's
part
maybe
of
me
it.
coping, but I think there may be some truth to that.
I'm not saying give Cordell Flott grace, but there is a curve to be had when trying to figure out what I am
There absolutely
going into training camp.
Yes. There is absolutely a learning curve to be had here, but I do understand why there's a little bit less grace given on that curve to a player who is in year 5 and just got paid a ton of money versus a rookie 5th-round pick who seems to be exceeding expectations, and anything good you get from him is kind of a bonus right now.
Here's the thing. It's not like he's trash. Flott.
Who?
Historically.
No, I never said he was.
I know you're not, but my point of it is like when you have a reputation of being good, usually you stay good. Unless father time gets you. You know what I'm saying? Like other than those moments right there, what really goes down.
He turns 25 in 4 days.
That's all I'm saying.
Again, Fernando Carmona is a year younger than Cordell Flott, and he is in year 5. Just crazy.
We're so pressed as a fan base for good that everything is under the microscope. There's no grace given in this training camp.
And for us, it's our job to put everything under the microscope.
And you know what? I just want to reset the whole thing right now, okay? I want to say this is very much opposite day. Robert Saleh sucks. Brian Dable sucks. Bones Foster sucks. Okay, nothing is good coming out. Just expect whatever you expect. Only reason I'm saying this is this, though. I think the perception is this. Just because you've hired Saleh, Dable, and still have Coach Fossil, that it's automatically going to be good. That's not the case necessarily. You have to build this up. And I feel like the name dropping of those guys has kind of lend this fan base to expect automatic Super Bowl. And that's not the case.
Or an automatic win in week 1 in a quote-unquote must-win game.
I still side on the fact that when you're playing an equal team, you should beat them. The expectation is high.
Of course. I think that is a good player mentality to have.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from the fan mentality. This is a process. This is a process. I know nobody wants to hear it. I know there's impatience. I am not invalidating any of those feelings. But this team needs to trend over the course of 17 games. And I think it's a bit unfair to expect a final product in this system just because Robert Saleh is there. He's not a miracle worker right away with what this defense is going to look like. I'm interested to see how everybody bounces back this week. I think there's a world where Cam Ward looks better, where Cordell Flat looks better, then the offensive line all of a sudden shows you concerns again. Like, the pathway towards improvement is not linear. There will be steps forward. There will be leaps forward. There will be steps back. There will be leaps back. Like, just because the O-line had a good week in San Fran in the run game doesn't mean they're automatically going to be a top 10 running offense. Just like how when Cordell Flat struggles against Deshaun Stripling doesn't all of a sudden mean that he was a bad pickup and he never should have spent the money and he sucks and all this stuff. Like, we got to go one step up or one step down, I think, in either direction in preseason. And I'm interested to see the response. I know many of you are tired of hearing me say that, but I think it is the right mentality to have in August. But it won't be August much longer.
It will not be.
615-737-1045. Let's talk a little bit of Tennessee Vols football, shall we?
Whew.
I have got a question for you about Tennessee football in 2026. Would you rather be a 9-win team with shaky quarterback play and a good defense? Or would you rather have a great quarterback, be 8 wins, and set yourself up for 2027? Where is the balance between patience and pressure in the immediate future on Josh Heupel? We'll talk about that coming up next. Hey, it's Will Bowling from my friends at Lee Company. Are you dealing with flickering lights, faulty outlets, or a circuit that won't stay on at home? Lee Company has your back. Lee Company's award-winning team of electricians handle it all, from routine repairs and fixture upgrades to whole home generators. Available 24/7. Keep your home efficient and safe by contacting Lee Company online at leecompany.com. Lee Company's got over 80 years of experience serving Middle Tennessee. They've been trusted here since 1944. They're involved in our communities, proud partners of the Tennessee Titans and Nashville Predators, and have 16 community locations in Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and Georgia. If something's not working around the house, they are the folks that I call. The website is the one that I'm going to, and it's the one that you need to have bookmarked as well. Contact Lee Company online at leecompany.com for professional electrical service. That's Lee Company, all you need. If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to. You can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. What's up? It's Will Bowling. That's right. With Loan Pronto, you can get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. It gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front, usually no appraisal, no long drawn-out process, and listen, no closing costs. You may even be able to skip your next 2 house payments. So call Loan Pronto now. Leave your low-rate mortgage intact, but get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. That's online at loanpronto.com. See how much you can get right now at 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780. or online at loanpronto.com. For qualified homeowners, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. It is going to be a very interesting season on Rocky Top as the Vols get closer to week 1 against the Furman Paladins. And we take a look at expectations and patience. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Ramon Will at 104.5 The Zone. Vols fans would love your opinion on this. 615-737-1045. And I'll ask Ramon this question first. Comparing how you felt about Josh Heupel from the end of last season to now, are you willing to have more patience with him, his staff, and with Tennessee football in 2026, considering how good things appear to look on paper in 2027 with potentially 4 5-star players all in big starting roles in a Josh Heupel offense?
Do I have the patience for him?
Do you have more patience now with Josh Heupel than you did at the end of last season, considering how good things might look on paper in 2027?
Yeah. I'm a homer, obviously. But I also have to, and I love this conversation where you kind of set it up too. Anybody pushing Josh Heupel out is just unrealistic about the state of football currently. I just want to lay that out there first and foremost.
Agreed.
Agreed. Yeah.
As things currently sit right now, I mean, if he pops a 4-8 season, maybe
that's a different
conversation changes, but that hasn't
Right.
happened, and I don't think it's going to.
But yes, 2027 is my outlook as well, but I'm not overlooking 26. I got high expectations still for 2026.
What gives you optimism for this Tennessee team in the present in 2026?
Running back, crucial in college football. You got one, you got 3 of them. If I'm not, DeJuan Morris also has a Adidas program right now. I mean, Adidas ad, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. One of many Tennessee guys who have Adidas ads on social media.
1, 2, and 3 is solid. You got 2 wide receivers that ended up getting over 800 yards last year. Was it 700 yards? And they're coming back. You got Staley, and you also got Mike Matthews on top of having TK Keys, Rodarius Jackson, and Travis Smith. You got answers. You got 3 tight ends as well. I'm only on the offensive side of things. And you got a preseason all-SEC guard. And if I'm not mistaken, man, I got a feeling David Sanders Jr. is going to be there too. The reports out of campus, Ori Williamson, left to right, the O-line is better. You cover the quarterback at that situation. I ain't even going to go to the defensive side of things just yet. Because don't get me hype about the safety. Was it from Rockville? As he was a 4-star coming out.
Joel Wyatt from Oakland? He's moved to corner.
He's moved even better.
Playing some corner right now.
Oh, and you got a returning corner coming back as well.
Ty Redmond, who you think may be a number 1 corner, who again would be draft eligible and an upperclassman in 2027 as a true junior.
Second highest rated returning corner coming back to the SEC is Ty Redmond. Safeties in the back end, I get it. Linebackers, I trust as well, even without Arian Carter not being in potential. Now, screw that. Arian Carter's playing. NCAA line NFL players to come back to college. So dumb. What are we? We've lost our way officially.
We have.
Will, I say all that to say this, just to lay all that out. I still got high expectations for this year. If Heupel's staff is the coaching staff that we think it is, even with Jim Knowles in his first year.
I have a lot of questions this year. I'm curious how the system comes together for Jim Knowles in his first season. That's another nod toward 2027 being a more consistent team, a system that you would know, more players that you in a perfect world would have in year 2 in this system. I'm curious, obviously, what you get at quarterback. It looks like it's going to be Faison Brandon as a true freshman starter. How many freshman mistakes does he have? Does he win you a game you're not supposed to with his talent? But does he also lose you a game you're supposed to win with some of his inexperience? I don't know. I think we are right to give Josh Heupel more patience with David Gabriel George in the mix, with a true freshman starting at quarterback, with a window that appears to be, in a championship sense, opening in 2027. But the caveat to that is you got to keep this team together. That patience runs out if somehow one of these 5-star players that you have penciled in to be important for you next year leaves. Because we did not have Nico Imaliava leaving in the middle of Tennessee's last playoff picture. And Austin Price has told us before, and smartly so, never get overly attached to anyone on your team because anyone at any time could leave. David Sanders could leave.
Darian Mensah left Duke.
I mean, any of these guys. Faison Brandon could get a better offer from Miami and go there. Like, I'm not going to put that into the universe, but you never know, right? So I'm kind of caught between two minds there because I also believe that right now in college football, as much turnover as there is year over year, you've got to put your best foot forward every season. You can't afford to look down the road like you used to be able to when you would say, hey, we're going to get this guy in. We're going to develop him as a freshman. He's going to redshirt that year. He's going to play special teams as a sophomore. Then as a redshirt sophomore, this is our guy. This is our line. Like, remember Jalen Reeves-Maben playing inside linebacker for Tennessee? Just lit it up on special teams for 2 years. Waited his turn, waited behind Darren Kirkland. Shout out. That's a fun name that I haven't thought of in a long time. Wow. Steps in. He's the guy at inside linebacker. Like, you don't get to wait 3 years to throw somebody in unless that player has really agreed to that and understands that's the important role that they can play for you from the beginning. So, yes, I think we're right to give Josh Heupel a bit more patience. But I'm hesitant to totally pass this year off if it is a 6 or 7 win season because you never know how many of these guys really are going to stick around for what you hope is a big 2027 year.
Have the Vols lost starters other than coaching change? I know Tim Banks leaving last year. Jordan Ross goes to LSU. By the way,
really the whole defensive staff is new.
Have you seen his storylines out of LSU?
I've not. No.
He's behind a true freshman at DN. It's fascinating, of course, just looking at his pathway now as a backup that left a situation that could have been very advantageous for him. But with that being said, my expectations are higher now that I'm looking at and evaluating the roster. Now that I'm also looking at the reports coming out, and like the biggest question is going to be Faison or George. Right now, it is trending towards Faison being the guy. Here's the thing I will say about it. Even so, I feel like we recognize that this offense was going to have some questions, and now the defense too. Here's what I would say, looking at that 24 season as well. I feel like composure-wise, from what we've heard coming out so far without playing a game, Faison has better composure than Nico. Faison, it seems like, knows how to pull and run the ball better than Nico did at the time. This is sight unseen. I have not seen the scrimmage. This is just reports I'm reading.
And 2 years ago, before his first start, we thought that Nico had all of these attributes as well.
No doubt. But in game time situations, I felt like he lost it. He shrunk down, like in moments where he should have just jetted. What we're hearing coming out of camp right now, Faison is using his legs and going.
And I think the exciting thing, too, is that when he can't be tackled, he's not really been able to prove how elusive he is. Doubt. That was why Josh Dobbs took so long to get on the field. Like, Josh Dobbs' escapability is what made him so special, but nobody knew it because you couldn't tackle him. You couldn't touch him.
Yeah. The reason I'm pushing this floor up for him, I don't know if Heupel, you let me know if I'm wrong, Will, as we go down this Rolodex of just previous years under Heupel offense. Yep. I don't know if he's had a stronger offense. Just thinking about it, left or right.
2022 was loaded.
22 was loaded.
With a senior Hendon Hooker, with the Biletnikoff winner, Jalen Hyatt. I mean, they were loaded on offense in 2022. I'm not sure this offense is that good.
Because of the quarterback?
Because of all of it. I mean, I do think you got more wide special receivers. At quarterback. I don't know. Cedric Tillman and Jalen Hyatt.
Cedric was hurt a good bit.
Sure, but...
Right? Like, Cedric was hurt. Like, Hyatt
you had Cedric Tillman, Brew McCoy, Jalen Hyatt. I would take those receivers over these receivers.
Ooh, oh no. I'm taking
when Cedric Tillman is healthy, I would take those three receivers over these three receivers.
It's the healthy part of it. I do think.
I think this group is deeper.
Yes, most definitely. That's why I trust it more.
I mean, Ramel Keaton was the next guy off the bench, and he made some good catches against Florida in that game. He helped win that game.
But you got numerous guys coming back that's already made those types of catches at the wide receiver position. The biggest question I feel like this offense,
the top two have,
yes. It's the tight ends. The tight ends, to me,
I completely agree.
Have not delivered.
Ethan Davis has been out. The report from Austin Price is in the last scrimmage. Deson Brame has been better as a blocker, but now his hands are starting to let him down. Like, he's focused so much on blocking, now he's dropping more passes in practice.
Hit the jugs machine, baby. Do something.
I know.
Treat it like catching.
It's like when you fix your driver, then your irons go in your golf game. That's literally exactly what it's like.
No doubt. But, like, my point of it is it's a deeper group, and I think there's more to be had in this offense, especially with the sight unknown when it comes to even Faison. Like, there is no adjustment on him. I do think that worked in Nico's advantage, where you didn't know what Nico was going to do, other than the fact when you saw him, you could spook him. I don't know if Faison has that spookiness about this game. It's
a total unknown.
I'm very optimistic about this.
You are. You are. But I think there is a world where Faison Brandon comes in and outperforms what Nico Iamaleava was in 2024. In order for Tennessee to make a playoff this year, which is the expectation every season, that's the goal. Maybe not expectation. That's the goal every season. He's going to have to be better than Nico because this defense is not going to be 2024 level, in my opinion.
I will, to answer the original questions you've presented to us, 8-4 with great QB play.
So you would sacrifice a win. My would you rather was you're 9-3 with a good defense, but Faison Brandon is meh. Or you're 8-4, Faison Brandon's the guy. You're going into 2027 knowing he's the guy, but your defense just isn't that great yet under Jim Knowles in his first season.
I don't want to question 2027. I just don't.
I think it's a really interesting option because either way, you'd rather beat your rivals. You'd rather always win than lose. But this appears to be a setup year for what I think could be a special 2027 season for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Here's the thing, though, too. At 8-4 and 9-3, you've shocked somebody you weren't supposed to. That's the 7-5. You've lost to Texas, you've lost to Bama, you've lost to Texas A&M, LSU, and potentially Auburn or Arkansas at 7-5. At 8-4, 9-3, you've won 2 of those Big Five, 2 or 3 of the Big Five. That's what you're looking at as well with the freshman quarterbacks.
Tennessee's win total at Vegas is set at 7.5 this year.
8 games, bro.
I'll tell you what, I was talking about this with the VolQuest guys the other night in the event we did at the Franklin Theater. The Auburn and Arkansas games are massive for this team. Because if you hold serve at home against Auburn and at Arkansas, you are a one-loss team on the third Saturday in October, with a loss to Texas being assumed here. Which, again, that's not assumed. I think they could beat Texas. I mean, you can always win at Neyland Stadium against anybody with the way that atmosphere is and with the potential of this team. If you're a one-loss team going into the third Saturday in October, playoffs are absolutely still on the table. And at that point, you just need to have probably one more loss or have a signature win, and then you get a gimme and you go 9-3, and we're talking playoff again. I think there's a lot of potential with this team. I don't know what the floor is. I think Tennessee will be fine on offense.
Yeah.
I feel somewhat confident that whoever is the quarterback is walking into a situation where a lot of guys could be successful. I just don't know how this defense is going to come together on the defensive front. I'm just not sure they have enough muscle on their defensive front. And I don't think that the best defensive coordinator in the history of football can totally cover up a defensive front that's just a little bit light in getting after the passer and winning at the line of scrimmage.
In the SEC.
Right.
That I've been speaking this to preachers for the longest. I think Coach Rodney Garner has a type. I think they're smaller and explosive, quick. Give me a Hainsworth. Give me a John Henderson.
Where do I sign?
There are 2 guys on the recruiting list right now. One from Kentucky, actually. That's like 6'5", 295. More of them types. I love the 6'2", 270, 280 guys up the middle. But you need to be demon possessed to play at that level and get in the backfield and make plays sometimes. And those guys, I feel like as of late for the Vols, in my critical stance on them, have gotten injured, have gotten pushed back, have not been able to hold the line of scrimmage when it comes down to earning and gaining like a yard in the backfield. Like, it's explosive plays that happen from time to time, but it's not consistent enough to not be pushed off the line of scrimmage or have a team like Georgia when they're not supposed to be running the ball up and down the field, or even go to the Oklahoma game from last year.
The Vanderbilt game.
The Vanderbilt, like the type. I'm sorry. I love the small, explosive guy. But as far as the SEC, give me some tall trees.
There's some guys that can plug 2 gaps.
Give me some tall trees, man. Yeah. And if they can't run, condition them, Derek Owens. Like, that's definitely happening. That to me is probably, in the last 2 or 3 years, have been the most glaring thing about it. And I love Bryson Easton. I love the entire group. I also think Ethan Utley is one of those types of guys that will get to that point. Like, they got some good bones about it, but that consistency of playing big-time ball, like, how you going to get big on the offensive line but stay small and athletic on the D-line?
There is an X factor on this roster who I think could solve a lot of Tennessee's problems up front. You want to do this after the break?
Yeah.
There is some buzz around a Tennessee freshman that I am hearing who I think could have a major impact on this team, who I think has the potential, I don't want to put too much on him because he's a true freshman, has the potential to be an X factor on the Vols defense. We'll talk about that next. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Ramon Will, 104.5 The Zone. Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone. Oh, it's going to be so nice to hear this music in Neyland Stadium. Furman's about to feel my wrath, Ramon.
And you going up.
I know Furman is going to hate to see me coming at Neyland Stadium in a couple of weeks. I think it's maybe the only game I know that I can go to this season. So I'm going to have to get all of my Alabama, Auburn, and who else coming? Kiffin anger out at Furman. I don't. It's not personal, Furman. I just can't go to as many games this year. So you're gonna feel all of me.
I feel you, dog, on that one.
I'm gonna be on 10.
Man, I went to a home opener 2 years ago. I think it was UT Chat. It was the best, worst time ever.
I think that was Nico's
It was.
That was Nico's coming out party. I think Taylor Zarzer called that game.
Did he?
I think it was 59-0 final score.
That's why I said I hated it and loved it. The beginning, it's just how they do it, the pleasantries, pre-game stuff. I loved it. I got into the game and I was bored. I'm like, man.
I tear up every time I see the tee open for the first time every season.
Really?
Yes.
Man.
I do.
I do.
No,
my mindset's a little bit different.
I'm not scared to admit it.
That's okay.
It's my childhood. I grew up going to so many games. Like it's my favorite place.
College sports.
Favorite place to be growing up and going to watch football. It just brings a tear to my eye. I love it so much.
They're sentimental.
Anyway.
One of the coolest things I had happen there was my youngest who plays football. He told his mom, I'm going to run out of this tee one day.
Heck yeah, he did.
And I was just like, what if Georgia come offer more NIL?
That progressive insurance money.
Yeah.
All right, there's a player I think could be an X factor for Tennessee, and it's probably putting too much on a true freshman, but it's a player that I am having my eye on, Ramon. J.J. Finch, freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, I think is a player to know. Number 52 rated defensive line prospect to the nation, according to Rivals. Wow. But I think Tennessee feels like it has found a gem in J.J. Finch. This is a player we've talked about with Austin Price. I think he's impressed in fall camp. And he's going to need to play because Tennessee needs these defensive linemen to step up and not play like freshmen.
Yeah, they do.
Remember the name J.J. Finch, number 26. If you're going to wear number 26 at 297 pounds, you better be ready to play.
What's his height?
He is 6'3", 297.
Okay.
Number 26.
I live with that.
Remember the name J.J. Finch. Credit to Austin Price on the shout out to him.
I can live with that.
We'll see.
6'3", 297. I can live with that. That's a freshman?
It's going to be a really interesting year. Yes, true freshman.
Ooh.
It's going to be an interesting year for Tennessee. I think I'd rather just have the wins on the board. If you're giving me 9-3 with shaky quarterback play and a good defense, or 8-4 with knowing you have a dude at quarterback and the defense just kind of needs time, I think either way, you're feeling pretty good going into 2027. Just give me wins, man. Josh Heupel's going to figure it out at quarterback long term. If one of these guys isn't the guy, he'll go get somebody who is.
The Vols have some cases they got to beat too.
What's that?
Last
What do you
year's, as far as just reputation, the conversation didn't beat anybody with a winning record last year. No rank win opponents. Just that whole conversation. I'm looking at the big four that's on this list. And I'm not discounting South Carolina, UK, or Vandy, or Arkansas, and Auburn. But the ranked teams that are on this schedule so far, Texas, Bama, A&M, and LSU. Whatever LSU is. Which one of the four do you project that you win? The one I want them to win
Bama.
is Bama. Yeah, Bama.
I think Tennessee beats Alabama at home.
Bama's the one for me. I love to get the LSU game, too. I love to get that one on the field and off the field. If I can be honest with you.
Absolutely.
Both of them. I hope Lane's in turmoil by then, to be quite honest with you. But it's the Bama game for me. They're early in the season as far as Texas is concerned. I just don't know if they're going to be ready other than the sight unseen when it comes down to Faison, if it's him.
I think Texas may have a claim to be the most purely talented team in college football this year.
Purely talented.
Just on paper, the way Ohio State was a couple of years ago, and it just took them a while to kind of click, and then unfortunately we were in their way on a really cold day in Columbus, Ohio with our shirts off.
Yeah.
I think Texas has that kind of potential this year if it all comes together, especially on their offensive line and with their defense with Will Muschamp back again, killing whiteboards.
They just lost their left tackle, Gooseby.
Gooseby, yeah, for a couple weeks.
For a few weeks.
Bone bruise in his knee.
Yeah. First round draft pick next year.
You at 8 wins or 9 wins right now?
Give me
for the
8
season?
with a phenomenal quarterback play.
No, like what do you think is going to
What
happen?
I think, 8-4.
I think I agree. I think they lose to Texas at home. I think they lose at South Carolina. I think they lose at Texas A&M. LSU is kind of the tough one for me. I mean, heck, a lot of these are tough. Georgia Tech's a tough one in week 2. Like, there's just so many games that I feel like could go either direction for Tennessee this year. Yeah. I've talked myself into 9.
You still giving up the South Carolina game?
I am. Ramon, it's life on the road in the SEC. They were a couple of bad penalties on Mississippi State away from losing in Starkville last year. South Carolina is a tough place to play. That's an important game for Shane Beamer. That's an important game. I mean, that's a talented football team as well.
Yeah.
Jacarius Peake's probably healthy by that point at left tackle for the Gamecocks. I'll say this. I think they either lose at Arkansas or at South Carolina. I think they lose one of those 2 games.
It'll be South Carolina before Arkansas.
Yes. That's exactly why I think that. I think Arkansas is the worst team in the league this year. Yeah. But again, like the worst team in the league on any given day could beat you with how good this conference is right now. Let me say this. How balanced I think the conference is right now.
Yeah. I look at Arkansas just like, do they have another Taylor Green type? Like, that's the only question I have for them when it boils down to this being a sticky game. Like, I get it. Of course, it's Arkansas. But, like, that's what I'm mentioning. Like, when I look at, like, if I'm going to be critical of Heupel, like, those are the things in which you got to have your team prepared in those scenarios. What I will say is this. I do think the defensive game plan and how they know their assignments should will moments that keep them in games or win games as well. I don't know if Tim Banks was thorough with his detail to that team last year. And I'll be even honest, too. There's an article out there, Laverne Horn, I think is how you say his name, Chop, that absolutely
Harden, yeah.
Harden. That this was the article it was Jordan Ross was in, just absolutely dogged him out in that article. And that's just not okay.
Really? I didn't see that.
Yes. He pretty much just said he couldn't learn and he's focused. He's working on everything, but, like, he's got every tool. I'm thinking to myself, like, that's a coaching thing. Like, teach him. Spend more time with him. I'll send you the article. It was very eye-opening, almost just like, yeah, I'm out of town, so I'm going to speak my truth. That wasn't a good coaching moment for a guy like him.
Yeah, where was this? What outlet was this on?
This was, it's actually on A to Z right now.
Really?
Yes. This is from Harbin in 20. Jordan's got to work on being more physical. He didn't get many reps last year. He got to stay healthy. He didn't stay healthy last year, so he's got to do a great job of maintenance throughout the season. It's like, honestly, Ross is gifted, but he's not consistent with his work. Like, he went in on him, and I felt like this was more of a coaching meeting discussion that he had out loud. He goes on to say he's a little bit on the immature side because he's still a freshman. Duh. He's got to become more mature, take things more serious. That's a coaching point. That should also be kept in-house. I don't fully agree with how he went about describing Jordan Ross, and he don't even play for the Vols. Just felt like that was very unnecessary.
Number one thing that gives me confidence in Tennessee this year as we kind of wrap up here, that all is interesting. What gives me confidence? I think that Faison Brandon has gone out and won the quarterback battle. I don't think it'd be fair to say George totally lost it. From what we've heard, Faison's just been so good that he's gone out and taken this. I think that bodes well for his immediate future starting for Tennessee and his ability to play at a pretty high level as a true freshman. I'm not going to put that expectation on him, not going to put that pressure on him, but I think there's potential for them to be pretty good and for him to be pretty good in his freshman season, considering how much he's just kind of taken this job and run with it to this point. Coming up, it is a Titans Ticket Thursday here on 104.5 The Zone. Each Thursday before home games, we give you a chance to win Titans tickets. We have 2 tickets to see the Titans host the Seahawks Sunday night at Nissan Stadium. Coming up next on 104.5 The Zone.
It's Ramon Foster for Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. People, nobody likes dealing with those issues. Your plumbing, your HVAC, or electrical at all. Most of the time, you don't know what it will cost you if it get fixed right, or if someone's trying to sell you something you don't need. When you reach out to Hiller, the experts, they solve your problems quickly. And the price that you chose is the price that you will actually pay with no hidden fees or surprises on your bill. They itemize everything, bring you the tablet, show you what you pay for, and also the service charge as well. They're just very thorough and transparent with you. They've been in business for over 35 years and are a family-owned and operated company, so you know they care about the work that they do and who they have working for them as well. Speaking of that, the techs, those are the folks that will end up coming to your house. They're very professional, experienced, and trustworthy, and they are vetted to the highest degree so that they know who they're sending to your home. And they're just good at what they do, too. But cool part is, when they're on their way, you receive a photo of the tech and a link to track them in real time so you're not sitting around wasting your time. The motto is, happy you'll be, the service is free. To learn more about Hiller or to book with them like I do, simply head over to happyhiller.com.
A day at the spa, the perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasion. Lavish and luxurious, yet affordable. A grand gesture, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury. Something special that shows more than just words. A gift from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at amomentspeace.com anytime.
9:02. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Titans off today, but joint practice with the Seahawks, who are in town, is tomorrow. Yesterday, rookie wide receiver Carnell Tate missed practice due to lower body stiffness, and rookie edge rusher Keldrick Falk left practice early with a shoulder injury, with head coach Robert Saleh thinking it was just a stinger. NFL news yesterday, two-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Vita Vea ended his hold-in as he and the Buccaneers reached an agreement on a one-year extension for $30 million. It ties him to Tampa Bay for 2 more seasons. And more injuries piling up across the league as Texans wide receiver Jaden Higgins suffered a torn ACL in practice yesterday. He'll miss the season. Also, Commanders defensive tackle Johnny Newton suffered a torn pectoral muscle and will be out indefinitely. Coming up tonight, week 2 of the NFL preseason kicks off with 2 games on the docket. Raiders versus Texans at 7 on ESPN and 49ers versus Chargers at 9 on NFL Network. Last night, Nashville Soccer Club keeps their winning ways going as they beat the New York Red Bulls 1-0. Defender Maxwell Waleji scored 2 minutes into stoppage time, giving Nashville their first road win over the Red Bulls in club history. Nashville, with 46 points on the year, now have a 7-point lead over Inter Miami in the MLS standings. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Bring your needs at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the 4th and final hour of the show. 9 a.m. here already on Ramon and Will. 615-737-1045, our number. Ramon, just a moment ago, Tennessee football dropped its new smoky gray jerseys for the 2026 season. The first smoky gray jerseys under Adidas in a long time. And there is a familiar voice on the uniform reveal video.
Can we play it? I hadn't even seen the video just yet.
I haven't either. The jerseys look outstanding. Ooh.
They're standing out.
You know I'm a jersey guy. They crushed it. Oh, my goodness. These look sick. The Neyland Legacy jersey. We have to be patient. We will do that in just a moment. Because right now it is a Tennessee Titans ticket Thursday. Before home games, you got to get back in the routine, guys. We're giving away tickets Thursdays here on the show. Caller number 5 right now wins 2 tickets to see the Titans host the Seattle Seahawks this Sunday at Nissan Stadium. 615-737-1045. You and yours heading to see the Titans take on these Super Bowl champs. 615-737-1045. Our number. Best of luck to be in the building on Sunday night. All right. How quickly could we effort this video? Do you have it, Justin?
Right now.
From Tennessee football?
It's on their account.
It is. I know you've got
Is
phone
it
calls to
titled
pick
For
up
the
too.
General's Legacy?
It is.
Then I can get it right now.
Oh, that would be outstanding.
Listen out.
That would be outstanding. We could just play it while you
Answer the call.
answer the call.
You ready?
Yeah, go.
This is a proud moment for me.
It's General Neyland. I'll narrate the things that you
I'm
can't.
proud of the friends
Can't see.
that gathered here tonight. I'm proud of the 28 years that I spent here at the University of Tennessee. I'm proud of the small part that I had in contributing to its remarkable growth throughout these years. I'm proudest of all of these boys of ours, the boys that played under me, who have achieved remarkable things in every walk of life in which they've been called upon to perform.
We're starting to see the jerseys. Ooh, Matt Gray helmet.
There upon the field of friendly
Still
strife
Neyland.
are sown the seeds that on other days, on other fields, will yield the fruits of victory. Now, I want everybody to get a good look at you and see the type of minute you are.
Oh. Well, this is a General Neyland video. Okay. All right. They cooked. That's awesome.
The coldest shoes.
Yeah, the shoes look awesome. The cleats look awesome.
Smoky gray, orange accents with the white bottoms. It's the best shoe they got. Hands down.
We'll see what other videos come out as the day goes.
Give me the pictures. That's all I'm looking for. Them cleats was Adidas. Have you seen also Nike stock?
No, I haven't. Not a big stock guy.
I know you like that's my world right there a little bit.
The one thing people are going to have split opinions on, Ramon. The helmet does not have a T on it. Has a star on it.
Can't please everybody. I ain't even worried about it no more, Will.
Fair enough.
I ain't even worried about it. I would ask of you not to worry about it.
It is the first time since 1963 that Tennessee will play a football game without a T on the other side of the helmet. I do love that they have the UT logo, though, on the collar and on the pants. I like the interlocking UT. Maybe they'll wear these against Texas to prove that Tennessee is UT.
They should. Yeah. What's the name? Adidas has taken over, though, by the way.
Whew.
It is by far one of the coolest things that you can get. The sales team is outside our door right now. You got to be crapping. Come get them. Come get the letters.
We're going to interrupt our show to do a scavenger hunt for downstairs.
Y'all can get them.
What's
up, Laura?
Scavenger hunt going on. So, we're grabbing clues in here.
If I was you, I'd throw the other one away. Why even help them?
Sabotage the other team.
Sabotage the other team. Throw them away.
Goodness. Anyway, interlocking UT logo all around this jersey. A star on the helmet instead of a T.
Hey, that's tough.
And it's got the old school Adidas logo on it, which I do love quite a bit.
Ooh-wee.
Okay, cool. I like it. I like it a lot. We'll see who else we hear on other videos maybe as the day goes.
Man, that's tough.
I thought that was going to be the one, so my apologies. I jumped the gun.
That was a real good one right there, though.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Adidas didn't do too much. That's the other thing, too. When they do alternate jerseys, they get real cute.
Well, and I think it's because Tennessee is designing all of these.
Also, did you see the stadium walls and arches
I did.
on the shoulders right there?
On the sleeves, yeah.
That's about as eccentric as they need to get. Come on, Dave. You can come in, too. Come on in and grab it, Dave.
I thought we were supposed to be locking these doors.
What's up, Dave?
We thought about locking the door just to mess with everybody.
We did.
but not for Dave.
You second, though.
So the only thing we don't know is when dark mode, the black jerseys come out.
They have already.
Oh, they have?
Yeah. Have they? Right?
Or maybe for the game.
We just don't know when, yeah.
Because they have to know what time and what games are night games.
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean,
sometimes they'll just say it. Sometimes it's, I don't know. I don't know. We don't know when any of these games are going to be.
I trust the editing department.
I mean, they're so good at what they do up there on that stuff. So good at what they do.
Yes, they are. That's a good look, though. I'm going to be real with you.
I love how I didn't have an answer for you when you said, have y'all seen Nike stock? So then you go to the chat. Have you guys seen Nike stock?
Yeah, keep up with the world affairs, man.
I don't know.
Get an investment or two.
I got two soccer games and a Titans broadcast this week.
What's your portfolio looking like?
If it's not an egg-shaped or a round ball, I don't know anything about it this week.
Jeez, bro. Come on, man. I'm trying to have an adult conversation with you over here. You over here talking about circles and eggs and stuff, man. Price of eggs.
Talking about footballs and soccer balls.
Speaking of footballs, Shea Lackey was our winner. First time ever winning on the station. First time ever winning.
Hey, I'm proud of you.
Pumped.
Congratulations. Oh, that's a he.
He.
Okay, my bad.
Shay's a guy's name.
It is
Shea Tierney is your
Shea
quarterback.
Tierney. That's right. That's on me. That's on me. I'm the one with the problem here.
Try to keep up. Thanks.
I'm trying to keep up over here, man. I'm over here asking about, everything.
You're checking Nike stock.
I'm going to leave it alone.
So what I'm hearing is Nike stock has gone down since they did not renew their apparel agreement with the Tennessee Volunteers.
I'm just saying that the idea of one shoe brand remains supreme or you're only cool if you rock that brand is not true.
Agreed.
Adidas has hit the ground running. And I'm not saying this because of the Vol situation. Well, partly because of it. Let me stop lying.
No, because if it was bad, we'd tell you it looked bad.
It would.
I used to say a lot of things looked bad at the Tennessee War.
No doubt. But Adidas hit the ground roots with it. And what all Nike's done as of late is just retro Jordans the entire time. And I still rock Nike. But their movement as far as sports needs to be checked is all I'm saying, because you don't want Adidas to become a king of the shoe game, especially when it comes to college ball and stuff like that. If they flip another blue blood, it's gonna be something to watch, man.
So you have the interlocking UT. This looks like a leather helmet is what they tried to do here. So it's a callback to Tennessee's early generation of football. The pants are like off-white. And then there's an interlocking UT on like the top of the pants and then on all the arm sleeves and stuff that the guys will wear too. This looks so cool. I know we're doing a lot of time on uniforms, but it looks sick.
This might be one of their best smoky grays.
I think so too.
I think so.
I'm just
looking at General Nealon's like background with the Vols. Like he cooked. He cooked.
We have done a 180 from what the Adidas smoky grays looked like the last time they did these. Remember they had the checkerboard shoulders? And the reaction was so bad after they got leaked, they just never wore them.
Yeah. Listen. Vols fans going to voice their opinions. That's one thing we will do.
Listen, there is no doubt about it. Commenter on YouTube says, I'm a Vandy fan. Those jerseys are sick. I hate y'all even more now. Good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's the way it should be.
He blew a kiss, too.
That's the way it should be.
Thank you, man. It's real sweet of you to do that.
So what game do you wear them for, then? I don't think you could. You can't do. Also, did you see yesterday, third Saturday in October, orange versus red again? The way the good Lord intended Tennessee and Alabama to be played.
That's a good move by them.
Absolutely a good move.
You wear it. Jeez, when do you Auburn?
Auburn. That's what I was going to say.
Auburn.
Wear them against Auburn. Just
Auburn.
A big enough game to do something cool, but not big enough to where like you don't need to be an orange. Like you got to wear orange against Texas.
Yeah.
You got to wear orange against Alabama. You probably either go dark mode against LSU or Kentucky. Yeah, don't waste dark mode on Kentucky. You can wear anything you want against Kentucky.
They feeling real good about their coach up there right now.
Oh, as they should, but they still got a little ways to go.
Dealt with this before.
They still got a little ways to go.
We dealt with this before.
I'll take them a little bit more seriously, but they still got a little ways to go for me to worry about them coming into a night game in Neyland and having some success.
Who is the next team? Who's the next Vandy?
I think it might be Kentucky, actually, just not this year.
Okay.
This year, the team that could be the surprise, that's a great question.
Who's the next Vandy?
Tell you who it is. Don Davenport's Auburn Tigers.
Is it new for them? Yeah, they haven't won.
I mean, right now, yeah.
You're right. They haven't won many games.
They're just trying to get back to a bowl game.
Jeez.
I mean, there's a world where Auburn's a 9-win team this year.
I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
So coaching personalities matter.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah. I think they could be a surprise team this year. I think Kentucky could be. South Carolina has got like a floor of 4 wins and a ceiling of 10 wins. I don't know what the heck they are. I never do. There's such a range in how good South Carolina could be this year.
Yeah.
Like Shane Beamer could get fired or could take them to the playoff. Both of those very much on the table this year.
Listen to Florida fans. They don't like what their coach is saying down there right now. So I'm wrong.
I get tagged in a lot of tweets from Gator Mike. He loves everything that's going on down there.
Does he? Yeah, some. Now, some don't mean all, but that's quite interesting looking at them be, I guess, undecided on their coaching change.
Interesting.
Sound like a good problem to me.
Interesting. Coming up, Nick Suss, the Tennessean, joins us. We'll talk Titans with him, get his take on yesterday's practice, on the progress of a team that's going to host the Super Bowl champs tomorrow. Coming up after this.
When you start noticing cracks in the walls, uneven floors, or driveways sinking and separating, good people, it's more than a home issue. It's a peace of mind issue. That's why who you choose for foundation repair and concrete leveling, it really matters. I personally trust United Structural Systems because they've been doing this the right way since 1994 right here in Tennessee. And USS, they don't believe in those quick fixes or scare tactics. They take the time to inspect, explain what is happening, and walk you through real proven solutions that are built to last. Whether your home needs foundation stabilization, crawl space repair, or concrete leveling for sinking walls, patios, or driveways, USS uses engineered systems designed for long-term performance, not those temporary patches. USS, they offer several payment options for you to make your foundation repairs more affordable. You can choose one of the following, where you can get 10% discount if you pay in full. You can fix it now, pay later with 18 months, no payment and no interest, or choose the 36 months, no interest with low payment options for qualified buyers. USS is dedicated to helping their customers get the repairs they need now to protect their greatest investment for a lifetime. They're dependable. They're trustworthy. They're USS. So give them a call or reach out to them at ussTN.com.
Hour number 4 of Ramon and Will. Getting back to a little bit of Titans talk this morning. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling. Happy to have Nick Suss of the Tennessean with us as we talk a little bit of Titans. Get ready for the Super Bowl champs to come to town tomorrow. Nick, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing good. I think I'm contemplating going back for a 5th year of college.
Man,
You should. You should.
I mean, look,
I'm thinking about it.
you are certainly able to do that. You just got to have a lawyer on standby. So
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. If you guys want to join me, we'll all go back to school together.
sure. Yeah. I mean, honestly, we get so many Titans fans asking Ramon if he can play on the offensive line. Maybe now Vols fans need to be asking Ramon if he can play on the offensive line.
I mean, either that, Sus, or like I can go back and give a motivational speak like Colorado strength and conditioning coach did.
Yeah, I think that everything's on the table now.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all can live whatever dream we want to live.
Man, by the way, too, we were in San Francisco, Santa Clara, San Jose, whichever city we were in.
All of the above.
I had the pleasure of being around Nick Suss off the clock, okay? This gentleman got a lot of layers to his game, okay?
Wow.
I walked away and I told Suss, I was like, man, I got so much more respect for what you do and how you roll. Because you see Nick and he just like, yeah, just going about his business. No, have a sit down with Nick Suss, okay? This dude is a savage. Suss,
It's an open offer. Find me in Nashville. Anyone listening to this, find me and sit me down, and we'll talk it through. Yeah, I'll show you my layers.
Just heard that, like, you also a big hip-hop fan. Did not have that on my radar, Suss. What the heck?
I think Tehran has maybe overblown that. I know a lot about a lot of things.
See?
I would say I'm a casual fan. I know my stuff. I'm not going to be laughed out of a room if I'm talking about it. But my music taste skews the type of indie rock crap that most people would roll their eyes at.
Now we're talking.
Look at Will.
But it's a little bit of everywhere. I am well informed about the ways of the music.
Cultured. I love it,
This
Suss.
is good to know.
I'm here for it.
This
More
is
of
good
it,
to
man.
know.
I'm finding you from here on out.
This is very good to know. Nick Suss of the Tennessean with us. Nick, your biggest takeaway from yesterday's practice as we get through the dog days of camp right now is what?
Wow, I'm just going to have to remember what happened yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened yesterday? What did they do yesterday? I wrote about it, and I'm kind of fascinated by it, of just the interplay between the receivers and the DBs and the talking through how much contact is allowed, and do the receivers like getting hit, the receivers not like getting hit, all that stuff. And I don't know, I was fascinated by how Alec Iomanner kind of portrayed it as a situation where, no, this is for Cam. This is totally for him learning how to protect us. And we're only going to get these reps at full speed if the quarterback is protecting us at full speed, and got to know where the ball is because he's going to be the one who's protecting us and all of that. I thought that was a really fascinating layer to kind of what training camp is for. We know it's for getting up to speed. We know it's for getting rhythm and timing. But I think sometimes we get so bogged down in the weeds of what is actually being seen and like, well, this play went for 8 yards and this play went for 12 yards, that we forget sometimes that, oh yeah, no, the thing they're practicing is how to actually play football effectively, not just to complete this one out route and say, okay, we've checked that off. We know this out route works. Like, there's a lot of small incremental stuff that happens in the middle of football practice that I still am able to be fascinated by.
I thought that was interesting, Nick, too, on the Cordell Flott side of things, because Robert Saleh even admitted yesterday, like, yeah, we could have played zone to maybe not expose him one-on-one with DeJon Stribling as much as we did in San Francisco, but he needs to learn how to play man in this defense, right? And at some point during training camp, coaches may be setting guys up to fail at times, and maybe even under the lights, in order for them to not fail on Sundays in September. Where are you at with the secondary piece of all of this, Nick, and their need for a bounce-back performance against Seattle on the practice field tomorrow and Sunday in Nissan Stadium?
Yeah, it's like the concern for me is high, but I also have to speak in so many caveats when I do this. Of like talking to some dudes around the team, my understanding is that the game plan in San Francisco was so aggressively vanilla that it almost got to a point where players didn't know how to do it. In just like the game plan itself was so intent on not giving away the strategy, quote unquote, that players might not have actually been doing stuff they were trained to do. But that doesn't excuse the practice performances where we know they are doing what they're supposed to be doing and they're still struggling. So I don't know. I think that it's good to stress test these guys. I think that it is a very necessary thing in training camp to look around and stress test your players so that they will be able to do what is needed of them in season. Now, if the alternative is the season starts and these guys are still struggling with basic man coverage concepts, trouble is trouble. Like, we all understand this. We all know that, some of us might not know, but many of us know that last year the team that led the NFL in defensive pressure rate was the Dallas Cowboys, who also led the NFL in passing yards allowed. So it's not as simple as just, oh, the pass rush is going to work, the corners will be fine. You do have to have good corners. You do have to have good secondary play. I don't know. I want to see more out of it. I want to see more at the point of attack. I want to see the ability to close rather than the ability to be where you need to be. And that's what's missing a little bit right now. They're where they need to be. They're on the ball. It's just Flott and Alante Taylor, and these guys need to start breaking up passes, start disrupting the ball while it's in the air. And you can't call for that every single time. There's a reason completion percentages are as high as they are in the NFL, but you do need to start being disruptive. It's the name of the game at that position.
We're joined by Nick Suss of the Tennessean this morning, talking Titans. Nick, with that being said, with the Seahawks coming into town, and we know what they are and who they are, they're the world champions, man. Those two facets of the game that you mentioned, Cam or the corner specifically, who needs a bigger stress test against this bunch going into week 2, which is, I think, holds a little bit more weight than it did in years past, considering it's only 3 games?
Yeah, I think that Cam is the ultimate barometer, right? Like I've said before, and I get in fights with football people about this all the time, I think corner is the hardest position in the NFL, including quarterback. I think that the difficulty of playing that position at a high level is shown time and time again by the fact that we look at the NFL top 100. You're going to have 16 quarterbacks in the top 100 players in the NFL, and you're probably going to have 5 or 6 corners, and every NFL team plays 3 or 4 corners on a given play. If there's 5 out of 106 or whatever it is that are playing regularly, it's really tough to play. But that being said, we know the importance of quarterback. We know that the league is driven by QBs. I think that what I need to see from Cam is the Cam Ward stuff. Like, I'm in a weird place where I don't doubt that he'll be able to play effectively and interestingly on schedule in this Brian Dable offense. He looks really good when the offense is asking him to get the ball out in under 2 seconds. It's when he does the stuff that he got drafted for that things start to look a little bit more concerning. And that's what's interesting me. I just need to see him go out and make 2 or 3 plays that remind me of the Cam Ward that we all saw last year. The creative, the improvisational, the play breaks down, but I'm going to be the star type play. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to do that 70 snaps a game. But if I see it 2 or 3 times in practice on top of the rhythm plays, I'm going to come out of this feeling pretty confident about this offense.
No doubt. Sus, I feel like we've seen plays be made by each one of these receivers, the top 3 guys, Carnell, Wandale, and, of course, Calvin. So far, considering, Carnell didn't get a reception in the last game, how would you delegate who's the primary target moving forward? Is it still Carnell in your opinion, or was it ever him?
Primary target's such a weird way to phrase it with this offense, because if you ask me who's going to get the most targets, I would bet on Wandale Robinson. Okay. I think that he's going to be the guy who has thrown the ball the most. Does that make him the primary target, though? I really don't know. I think the division of labor is going to be such that Wandale Robinson is going to function the way that a tight end usually would, or that a swing pass running back usually would. He's going to be that 3rd down option. He's going to be the guy that can be the safety blanket who can get you the 6 hard yards to continue the drive. And I think that's going to make it so he gets thrown the ball a lot. Carnell, I think, is going to be the primary target in the sense that he's going to be the number 1 option most of the time. Mm-hmm. And who does that make primary? We can quibble over semantics on that, but I think that if you go back and look at 2 seasons ago, Brian Dable's offense, Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson, I want to say combined for 310 targets or something like that year.
Yep.
I wouldn't be shocked if something similar happens this year, where they're both thrown the ball a lot and they both have very specific roles of why they're being thrown the ball, but neither of them can truly be the number one guy just because of the roles being so distinct from one another.
Man, it's I view them differently, but Sus, have you seen this offensive line take a step in the right direction that gives you a little bit more optimism of what they're capable of this year so far, just in training camp?
Yeah, I kind of, the more I watch the right side of the O-line with Carmona and Latham, the more I see the vision as a run-blocking unit. I think those two have a really strong chemistry right now when it comes to moving dudes in the run game. And as guy who grew up playing wing T veer football, I appreciate seeing the pulling guards as much as I do in this offense. I missed that with all these years of zone offense here in Nashville, but I do have the same concerns about overall pass blocking health and consistency that I think a lot of people viewing this do right now. And the part that has concerned me is that when rushers get home, it seems to be 3 or 4 at the same time. It's not like there's one turnstile I can point to and say, this guy is filling the Andre Dillard role or whatever it was to punch down. I'm sorry about that. But like, there's one guy. It's not like there's one guy who's constantly messing up. It's if Cam's under pressure, there are 3 or 4 guys in his face. And maybe that means Cam needs to get the ball out more quickly. Maybe that means the offensive line needs to get a third of a second better in strain or pass protection. I thought Carmona gave an awesome answer yesterday. If you guys listening haven't heard it, about what it means to get better at strain as a blocker, I thought that there was a lot of wisdom in that for a young player. But I don't know. I think that I see the vision of this being a good run blocking team, and the pass blocking stuff, I think they can be average. But is average good enough if your quarterback is also holding onto the ball as long as Cam Ward likes to? That's when things, that's when the interplay gets difficult.
Mm-hmm. Nick Suss of the Tennessean with us. Nick, on the way out, we love replacing veterans who are fine with rookies maybe before they're actually ready to play as NFL fans and football fans. And I think that's true of Anthony Hill Jr. right now. However, he's playing at a higher level, and I think it's getting harder to keep him off the field, Nick. And I know he had a really good day yesterday, and Robert Saleh said some good things about him. What is a realistic timeline, in your opinion, to get him on the field? I'm not trying to replace Cody Barton right away, but I do think there is a world where Anthony Hill Jr., by the middle of the season, could start trending more towards more playing time.
Yeah, I think that the easy thing to do, the convenient thing to do, is just point at the bye week. I don't think that has to be the constraint here, but I also think that it's not just Cody Barton that we have to talk about when it comes to Anthony Hill. We got to talk about James Williams. We got to talk about Mohamed Diabate. There are players that this team likes at this position, and they're going to have a lot of depth. What does Barton have that those guys don't have? Barton currently has the trust as a functional play caller,
right,
which makes a difference. And if Cedric Gray can take over that role, or if Anthony Hill can take over that role, or whatever it ends up being, I don't know. But it's hard. I'm trying to think through what the right answer to your question would be. I would say give it 4 weeks into the season and reevaluate. I would also say I thought that Cody Barton, in the San Francisco joint practice at least, played one of the best practices I've seen from him in a very long time. I don't want to just rule out somebody of that caliber because there is a high-flying rookie there, especially when we keep seeing James Williams play well, and we know what Diabate can do, and it's a loaded room right now. And as I've said on this show probably too many times to count, I also think that just about anybody with some measure of talent can play inside linebacker effectively in this defense when you got John Franklin Myers and Jeffrey Simmons and Solomon Thomas and Jordan Elliott eating blocks up the middle and creating free release, free runner for these linebackers. It's going to be hard to justify taking your natural play caller off the field when most people are going to be unblocked from that position in this defense.
I think all good points. Nick Suss, great insight as always. You read him at Tennessean.com, in the Tennessean, at Nick Suss on Twitter. Thank you for your time as always, Nick. Appreciate
it, Nick.
Yeah, happy to help y'all.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Nick Suss with us here this morning.
That's good stuff.
I'm not trying to run Cody Barton off the field. And I think sometimes we fall into that trap out of excitement over a rookie. Let's just get him in there. Like, forget Tajay Spears. I want to see Nick Singleton. Like, there will be time to see these players develop and get reps. The play calling piece of what Cody Barton brings to this defense, Ramon, is still significant at this point in time.
Yep. Not just that, Cody's up this game. Cody's a smart player, Barton, that is. He recognizes what pressure he's under right now. When you see people drafted directly at your position, especially their first, second, or even third round type players, then you got to go. Cody's going right now.
Cody is also, for the first time in 4 years, with the same organization in back-to-back seasons.
Yeah.
He talked about that with Brent Doherty on 3HL the other day.
Yeah.
He spent 4 years in Seattle and then went Seattle, Washington, Denver, Tennessee in 4 seasons. Back to back to back to back. That's got to be difficult. Learning new teammates, learning a new place. I know you're learning a new system this year, and that's part of the challenge as well, but you're at least playing next to the same linebacker this time around again with Cedric Gray.
Yeah, no doubt. And that holds stock. But it's also, as he just said, though, too, it's the trust component of it as well. Like, he is the OG when it boils down to how he communicates with Cedric and specifically James, but even having a young guy like Anthony Hill watch him, like, that's what's most fascinating to me is he can be player coach, essentially, while also still getting his too. Like, I'm watching him in practice, I'm happy for what he's transitioned into because I didn't know he'd be this good in space.
As we go to break, Ramon, we were right.
What are you talking about?
We were already right. Smokey Gray, October 3rd against Auburn.
Let's go. Bring him into town, baby.
That's funny.
Bring him in.
That's funny.
You ever had eagle wings before?
Eagle wings? We eating eagle or tiger?
Eagle
that
wings.
Weekend.
Oh, I don't want no tiger.
Where will we be? We'll be in Baltimore that weekend. We'll be having Jimmy Seafood as we watch Tennessee beat Auburn.
Send it up. Send it up. Okay? It's just buffalo sauce it and send it up, Will.
I'm obviously having you on Titans Radio with us. I'm most excited to call games with you. Like, I don't want to get priorities out of whack. However, I am very excited to watch Tennessee games with you on Saturdays when we are traveling with the team for Titans Radio broadcast.
I'm a mess. That's why you're excited, because I'm a mess.
And you think I'm not?
Just say
I make you look perfectly sane the way I watch football games. You know me. You know this.
I'm a mess, man, when it comes down to it.
The last one we watched together was in London when Tennessee played Texas A&M, and I was in an Uber on the way back to all flat watching, D. Williams' punt return for a touchdown that basically won that game. Yeah.
I'm a mess. I can't wait to be one.
All right, well, there you go. October 3rd, Tennessee, Auburn, Smokey Grays. Listen, like you do Smokey Grays for a good, not great opponent. You got to wear orange against Texas.
You do.
You got to wear orange against Alabama. They got to wear red. Orange. Look at me sounding Southern as I talk ball.
How unhinged are you going to be if the Vols beat Texas?
Prepare to be sick of me. I have my UT thermos today, actually. See, look, there you go. UT and Tex. Listen. We're going to be talking Yoffs. We'll be talking Yoffs. Playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
If Tennessee can beat Tex.
Commercial.
Talking Yoffs. Ramon and Will, 104.5 The Zone.
Right, going on.
Wrapping up the show on Ramon and Will. Fun show. Quick one. Started off with a proclamation that Mike Borgonzi is on the hot seat. And we ended with learning that Nick Suss loves hip-hop.
Yeah, well, he said he's affluent in it. Like, he gets what it is. And I'm here for that, man. Just know a little bit of something about everything. That's usually how we operate in a normal society. We've gotten real different out here in these streets.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's okay, Will. You've introduced you and Hubs. Not you, really. I'm going to be real with you. Hubs put me on a lot of country. You give me new country. And I'm cool with that, too.
I'll be honest. Me and country music aren't really friends right now.
Oh, ain't cool.
Sometimes I'll pop on some country radio, and some of the stuff I hear hurts my ears.
Hurts your ears?
Yeah, it's not good.
Some of it I feel like doesn't belong in a certain genre, so they put it in country.
That Boston song, though.
Never heard of
On a train back to Boston. That's honestly probably one of the ones you're talking about. It's like not really country. It's a TikTok song that they've made into a radio hit. When songs go viral on TikTok, then they make it to radio. It's now the order of operations with this thing. And so that one's really catchy, but I don't know. I mean, listen, I could guarantee you somebody in Nashville is playing Choosing Texas by Ella Langley right now on the radio. I cannot escape Choosing Texas. I like the song, too.
Yeah. Why are we playing that song? They better not play it during Texas week.
Good point.
Great point. That's why I'm anti-Ella. Like, because of the song. Choose Tennessee.
You know where Ella Langley went to college?
Auburn
Tiger.
She should have chose Auburn then.
Choosing Auburn, I can tell.
It don't sound cool enough, though.
No.
It doesn't sound cool enough. Not even. She tried, though.
She did try. What's going on?
Who knows?
Scavenger hunt now? You have to pound a table somewhere? Big Boss Bert. I don't want to out him, actually. Never mind. I don't want to do this.
Well, you've already started it now?
No. The talent versus sales is happening right now because our sales staff is trying to do a scavenger hunt around the building, and
they're lucky.
There may or may not be some sabotage.
They're lucky they came in and grabbed those envelopes. They're so lucky.
I told you to lock the door.
Our
and you didn't
sales
lock
team came in here and grabbed envelopes for their scavenger hunt while we were on air. And then Robert came in the next break. Was like, "Where are the envelopes in here? I'm going to hide them." Like, nah, they already took them.
See if we can do some scavenger hunts at some local businesses first. I got a scavenger hunt for you. Find a local LLC.
2 commenters on YouTube say, "We are Ella fellas. What are you talking about?" No, I am too, but like with any good thing, we have to overplay stuff. In pop culture and TV and radio now?
If you're an Ella fella, you're also a Pat McAfee fan.
No. Don't you put that evil on Ella. I like Ella Langley. I hear the song Choosing Texas all the time, and now it's in my head, so I've done that to myself. Real quick, I meant to get to this earlier, and we didn't have time for it. I was listening to Fox Sports Radio last night. Jason Smith, Mike Harmon, as I was driving home from NSC's win over Red Bull New York. They were trying to convince people that Cade Klubnik could start week 1 at quarterback for the Jets. Like, this was maybe an outside possibility.
I'm here for it.
I might be back on board with it being a must-win if Cade Klubnik is starting. I'm halfway kidding.
I will always say guys go from college to the pros, and sometimes they elevate their games.
The whole point was, like, Cade Klubnik looks really good in the preseason game. Geno Smith is dealing with an ankle injury. He's practicing, but he's not mobile. He doesn't look like himself. And Cade Klubnik just kind of keeps making plays. 3 for 3 in the red zone yesterday. Touchdowns during a red zone period to Garrett Wilson, Jelani Woods, and Kene Nwangwu. I don't know. Maybe not week 1. I think Cade Klubnik's going to start sooner than people think for the New York Jets.
I hope it's week 1. Here's the thing, though, too. It's like I'm always of the mindset. Like, he was signed as a holdover to protect Aaron Glenn's job, I think, go get a veteran quarterback. Geno signed for 3.3. Like, that's easy to bench when you look at, hey, if a guy like a rookie in a Tyler Shuck situation is having a better preseason than him. That's not far-fetched. Like, Cade Klubnik moves to a different environment, goes to the pros, and elevates his game. It happens time and time again. This is not new.
Tonight, 7 p.m., football is back. ESPN2. Baylor, Brentwood Academy. Two of the top 25 teams in the country. I'm very excited. And I think my alma mater is going to win tonight, Ramon.
Too. Ooh, do you?
I think the Brentwood Academy Eagles get the job done against David Gabriel George. 3 committed future Vols. There are probably even more actually on both teams that aren't committed yet who are juniors. Kenny Simon, Keyshawn Bowman against David Gabriel George. Go Eagles. Back at it tomorrow morning. Tate Matthews joins us at 9 a.m. His first visit of the high school football season tomorrow. Can't wait. Brent Hubbs and Ron Slay may yell at me as well. Who's to say? We'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
He's going to. Your Scarlet Red is showing, though, against Baylor.
My Scarlet Red?
Aren't y'all red?
We're red, but so are they.
Your Eagledom is showing.
Sure.
But remember.
Go Eagles.
To the fingers. And your mic is always hot, baby.